Good morning, everyone. I am almost awake, having not gone to sleep until about 4 o'clock this morning, working on the visuals for this, but it's okay. It's totally worth it, and I'm really glad I'm doing it. I've got my coffee, the bed's made, I had a breakfast burrito, the dog's had breakfast, he's been outside. We're good to go. Let's see. I cannot see chat yet. Wow, it looks like people are already coming in. I wondered how many people were going to be here since I was doing this so early. Also, because I haven't done, a true live stream for months. So I think the algorithm might be experiencing some sort of abandonment issues. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. Good morning, everybody. Angel, thank you for joining memberships. I really appreciate that. And on that note, I'm planning to do my first ever members live either today or tomorrow. And it'll be, from the car while I'm out delivering groceries because, that's how I'm paying the bills these days. And I want to be able to check in with you guys. So the members lives is really going to be the behind the scenes stuff, you know, where I'm at with the book, what I'm working on, who I'm working with, stuff like that. Elena, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. It really is. Thank you for the super chat. So I'm not gonna, I didn't make a big intro or anything like that because you guys, we have hundreds of kites to read through this morning. And I am up to the challenge. But keep in mind that these are communications that were written by Letitia Stout. And although this woman has an EDD.ABD, no, I'm sorry, EDD.ABD. A doctorate of education, all but dissertation is what she's got. It's bought and paid for through Albert's GI Bill and allegedly $100,000 in student loans. But, that information came from Letitia, so, you know. So anyway, this is basically going to be a study session. I actually got a couple of comments on yesterday's premiere, after it was live, just comments in the comment section. And they're like, why are you still talking about this case? Gannon got justice. All you're doing is giving her attention. And, I get it, but I'm kind of writing a book that I've been working on for 3.5 years. And you don't just sit down to write that, because if you did, you'd get what, I'm sure guards found in Letitia's cell. You get her journal. Otherwise, Elena, thank you for becoming a member. And Megan, thank you so much for the super chat. So anyway, this is a study session. And I know that, if you know, you know, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over every single kite 1 month at a time. I'm going to read through the kites that are on the screen so you'll be able to see them as well. And that's what kind of took me so long last night in preparation, is because, I started to read through these kites and I thought, there's no way that I can articulate how it's spelled or how it's run together. So I need you guys to see what I'm reading as I'm reading it. And I think that all together we might be able to make some sense of it, maybe. But yeah, it's a study session because for tonight's live stream, we're going to be live on Jen Lou's channel, which is the Ward Case Studies. I'll put it in chat right now. We're going to be live there tonight. So it'll be Allie and Jen and me, and we're going to go into a deeper discussion into these kites. For anybody who doesn't know, by the way, a kite is just, Letitia's communication with the powers that be at the jail. It gets classified, it gets filed, it gets responded to. There are 4 categories of kites. One is mental health, one is medical. I think one is, religious classification. One might be regular administration. We'll see as we get into them. Anyway, I'm going to read every single one here this morning. And then tonight over on Jen's channel, we're going to dig into some of the more perplexing ones. And it'll be a lot. So this is basically me pre-gaming. I think that's really all I have as far as, housekeeping and jibber jabber, so I can just get into it. I do just want to say thank you again to everybody who watched yesterday's premiere. It was 35 back-to-back, unadulterated phone calls, and I'm still working on the timestamps. And so there will be a timestamp in the description of yesterday's video that shows the date, the time, and the person that she called. And so you can go just straight to, the call that you're looking for. Let's see. I haven't really been looking at chat, and I trust you guys to be okay all by your lonesome, although it does look like I did miss a super sticker. Seahawk Gal, thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and get into it. So I've created a video that we'll start with. I hope you guys like the little intro I did for the video. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to do one more thing. Okay, I just so happened to pause right where I needed to on the jail calls. And I thought this would be a good reminder for everybody who's about to read with me Letitia's written communication. So this is a clip from a phone call with her sister Amy.
I forgot to tell you I'm at 79 books. 79 books read? Yeah, I would have read more, but we're going to give you a book certificate so you can get free pizza. Oh, and now, I tell you what, now that I read so much, my vocabulary has expanded and my spelling for sure got better. But, you remember those? You used to get those book certificates when you read some of your books at school? Yeah.
So, I just thought it was perfect to play that, about how her spelling and vocabulary has improved such a great deal since she read 79 books. Okay, all right, you guys. If you thought the calls were mind-blowing, let's go through the kites. Okay, so we're going to start with March of 2020, and I will tell you guys that there are a bunch in 2020, and she does eventually taper off toward trial. There are very few kites in the year 2023. This also gives us some insight into when she was on, a sort of restriction that kept her from having an hour out where she could file kites. It also tells us the times where she was gone at Colorado Mental Health Institute at Pueblo, because, that's where the gaps are. So, all right, let's get into March 2020. So this one is for medical. Can I get some lotion for dry skin? And now we have a grievance. I am being singled out based on media. I have 36 years of a clean record. I don't know anyone. I am presumed innocent, and I am. I have been told I should be poisoned by staff. I do not need 2 deputies. I should have more than an hour. I have been denied basic rights. And so their response to this one was, Ms. Stout, as explained, you are in segregated housing for safety purposes. You will remain in current housing until we feel you are no longer a safety concern or risk. Thanks. Real quick. Let's see. Okay. Now we have medical. I asked the nurse for lotion, and she said the doctor needed to see me. And another grievance. I am the most sane person in here, and I am being discriminated based on media. My account balance was leaked online. The ant situation, and anything I do goes online. I don't need full restraints or 2 deputies. Your deputy took pictures of me and taunted me with her weapon. I should have more than 1 hour out because I am innocent. My civil liberties are being violated. So I'll go ahead and read the response to this one because it gave me a chuckle as I went through the next ones. For a while, it's like they just copy and paste the same response because she just doesn't get it. She doesn't understand how the machine works. You know, she's very much a don't read the instructions sort of gal. I have assigned the first grievance you sent because it mostly pertains to your housing. However, in the future, please make sure you submit 1 grievance per issue, and the grievances need to be specific. Supervisors have 10 business days to respond to your grievances. Additional information regarding grievance procedures can be found in the kiosk handbook can be found in the inmate handbook located on the kiosk. Another grievance on March 22nd. You are violating my civil rights and failing to modify my timeout, my ability to have basic inmate rights, no pillow, no ordering, and are treating me as a guilty person. I should have more time out and do not need restraints. I am hiring a civil rights attorney and an advisor and give them permission to speak on my behalf. And they respond. The details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. If you are appealing the response you previously received, you need to explain why your response wasn't satisfactory. Again, I encourage you to read the inmate handbook regarding the grievance procedures. And you guys, she's only been here since March 5th. This is March 22nd. Okay, so medical, 5 days later. I had blood drawn, but we didn't have prior success that way. Allergies or stomach problems from food was through gastro and dietitian. Can we get those records? Also, still need lotion for extremely dry skin. We'll just skip over that one. I'm not going to read all the responses, you guys. Oh, and here we go on March 28th. She's going to try honey. She's going to try a little sugar. Just wanted to send a good message to say the medical staff is awesome. And they responded, well, thanks. We appreciate that. Oh, hold on. I need a sip of coffee. Okay. Okay, well, that is all for March of 2020. And I'll just check in with you guys over here in the comments. I'm definitely going to miss some. Oh, yeah. So
I have all these amazing mods and none of them know the Nightbot codes. Not because, not for any other reason than I haven't shared it with them. Um, and I definitely need to. So if you're a mod on the channel, if you could send me an email, then I'll get everybody in one group email and we'll, it's just that I haven't it's just that I haven't gone live in months, and of course I changed everything, but we'll get it together, group effort. So let me put my email in real quick. Well, actually, there's a command for contact. So if you're a mod and you can just contact me through there, then I'll get everybody in one group email. I just saw something. Yeah, it's kind of early for her shit, but I'm here for it. I don't even have my coffee yet. Uh, yeah, it is early for her shit, but we got this. I can't wait for tonight's live over on the ward. So let me link that really quick. I just linked to Jen's channel. That's where we're going to be discussing these in great detail this evening. So let's go ahead and get through April. April. Yeah, it is too early for her shit. Thank you, Kimberly, for becoming a member. Welcome. Okay. Whoops, almost skipped that one. Need to see doctor for lotion to get orders. Some in medical. Skin is dry, scaling, bleeding from scratching. Thanks. I'm being denied video visits because I'm housed in medical. Last night's last night people in medical have threatened to beat deputies, and they still are no restraints, no punishment. I'm being housed with sick people and I'm not sick. No behavior, no mental health, no suicide watch, and I'm being held 23 hours with limitations of the of the of other inmates. Eighth Amendment violations. She's so upset that she's being treated poorly when she's in jail charged with murder that she just can't get the words out. She's typing too fast. Diana, thank you for becoming a member. So we have another grievance. Is it necessary that I get taken to court with chains so tight? My hands were numb and my back has hurt for 2 days because Schroeder, or spelled Schrouder, wants to tighten so much my ribs are sore. It hurts to cough and sleep. It's not okay how the facility violates my eighth. And so again, we get a response of the details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. Oh, it's so ridiculous. April 10th. Can you compromise? Because I do not need to be restrained like this, causing pain going to court. The same inmates that beat on doors and get taken out walk around with none. You guys can hate me, but the evidence is coming that will prove my innocence, and I pray for your forgiveness for cruel and unusual punishment. 1 hour out is ridiculous and unfair. Ms. Stout, your status will remain the same at this time. You assaulted staff during your transport here. We will continue to review and monitor your behavior and make changes as approved. Thanks. I mean, she just keeps on, you guys. I need to see the doctor. My feet are peeling to the bare skin and noise bleeding from excuse me. I guess her nose is bleeding from dryness. I have not seen a doctor on rounds, and I've tried since March 12th. Please. When can I have more time out? I'm still in medical, and I am not the problem. There has to be something that we can work together on, because I'm not an inmate that should be punished awaiting to get out because I am not guilty. I know you just came by earlier in the week, but could you stop back in when you get a chance? And this is a mental health kite. And they said, you're on the schedule to see mental health. See, I wish I had a number of how many inmates there actually are on April 18th, 2020 in the El Paso County Criminal Justice Center. It's the beginning of COVID. There's so much going on. And, and Letitia walks into any setting and she expects not only to be in charge of it and tell everyone else how to do their jobs, but she needs to be the most important. And, she learns the rules quickly so that she can point out what rules they're breaking. I really feel for the guards. I really do. Okay, and this is a response to an earlier kite, and she's responding to the one that says, the reason why you're in this housing situation is because you attacked a deputy. So this is her responding to it because she thinks she's sending text messages back and forth when actually this kite system is. That's okay. They'll continue to give her instructions on how to use it. Okay. That is not true. Have you reviewed the camera footage to see that I was in a car 18 hours transported in a personal vehicle with 2 sleep-deprived deputies who ran off the road, and I was sleeping but then awake because they saw animal and wasn't sure if I was sleeping or not? I didn't assault anyone. It was negligence and dangerous to put our lives at risk. No one had slept, and it was an accident to throw a can. Because we had, I don't know, it cut her off. She was being so ridiculous that the kite system cut her off. Ms. Stout, we will not be making any changes to your housing or security status at this time. Thanks. God. I think I might have to add some whiskey to my coffee, you guys. Okay, medical. The Senna, I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat knows what misspelled medication she's trying to put there. Let us know. Okay, the Senna expired. Can I get renewed? Also, the Ensure, because nothing is hardly in lunch or breakfast, because still bread, cornmeal, etc. Thanks. Got it. Thanks, Letitia. I need to get Allie's thanks, Letitia emoji. Okay, now this one is for Trinity, and that's the food services provider, and also the people who handle the commissary. I have a care package from March. Is it still here? Thanks. And this is her responding again. But I got approved to get the them. The them. Sesame Street. I need more coffee. Oh, spell it out, Jennifer. The them. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you for doing this with me. Can you imagine if I was studying every single kite without you guys? No, thank you. Okay, but I got approved to get them in March since I can't be housed elsewhere. Oh, Letitia. Oh, I see. I didn't know it was different. Sorry. Thank you. I get commissary today, right? Thanks for your help. I wanted to check on the status of the expired meds. Thank you. Hi, Letitia. The task regarding your Ensure Senna is still in the queue for chart review by the provider. Okay, Teacup says Senna is a stool softener, so that makes sense. Okay, thanks. No problem. Sounds great. Can't wait. LOL. Thanks. You're welcome. So she's been saying thank you a lot lately, seeing if that will work. And I think we've passed that stage. For now. We go in cycles. Linda, yes, I would be. I would be talking to myself a lot. Okay. Day 400. Oh, now it's Sarah Boone. Day 400. It's April 25th, 2020. What do you mean day 400? Day 40? Maybe? Yeah, day 40. Because she got there on March 5th. This is now April 25th, which is 41 days later. All right, we got this. Day 40, in which I have incurred. Oh, you guys, we're going to get through this. Day 400, in which I have incurred more injuries due to restraints. Back of legs and ankles cut with marks. But this is safety. Plus, it's your choice to cause mental abuse as well. Just noting this with you for my suit. Plus, they are still denying video visits. Ms. Stout, your comments are noted. Thanks. So, she's already talking about a civil suit. She was talking about that before she was even arrested. She was talking about civil rights and her constitutional rights. It's amazing. Same day. Still counting. 11th time I've arrived with injuries to the ward or back from court, etc. This time my ankles are cut and marks. The right one is bleeding. Plus, jail refuses to take action against classification, who continues to discriminate against my housing, who are forcing physical problems without being out more, and mental abuse being segregated. Are you guys ready for the response? The details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. Oh. 15 minutes of my hour out was taken April 27th. Oh, she finally put in a date. And 15 minutes of my hour out was taken 4/27, and I was told my attorney visits count for my time out, and I needed to do them in medical, and she, as in Draper, didn't have time for nonsense. Aragon remained quiet. This is another violation of civil liberties. And this response is interesting. Good evening. A review of the camera system shows you were escorted from medical blank to ward blank at approximately 15:12 hours. Further review shows you departing ward blank at approximately 16:57 hours. After reviewing this matter, I find no evidence to support your claim. So, Letitia, just because you go ahead and put in a date and not, the date and time and people involved, so she puts in the date and the people involved. But it has to also be true. I guess maybe they didn't realize that they needed to add that in the directions. So for the instructions, they should have said, and also your claim needs to be true. Oh. Jail continues to let classification discriminate. They moved inmate blank, who threats even to officers. Told Schmidt he was gay and she wanted to kill him. Of course, she has always done this to me, but don't care, just shows jail rewards bad behavior. We can't and won't discuss another inmate's housing with you. If you have a specific complaint against classification, please feel free to resubmit a grievance with those specific details. My attorneys were denied a visit 428, and the retaliation continues. The details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. I just, I'd like to make a recording just on loop with just that paragraph that she was forced to listen to 24 hours a day. But she's in Topeka, not Gitmo, so that's out. All right, guys, we made it to May 2020. How's everybody in chat? Chin says, loophole. They didn't write it had to be true. In conclusion, not Tisha's fault. The council has spoken. Oh, okay, we're going to jump to it. Like I said, the discussion will be on Jen Liu's channel tonight. I appreciate you guys very much. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but we got this. Okay. Whew. Wow. I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm just going to skip it entirely. It has something to do with food. Let's move on. Jail continues Eighth Amendment violations by moving me to a lower ward, taking away socks, sheets, purchased shirt and panties, toothbrush, comb, and commissary in retaliation for attorney visits when I already had them. Ms. Stout, medical was a temporary housing assignment. You have been placed into a special management ward where you will be housed, pending further review by inmate classification. Your move was not done in retaliation. Thanks. Little Red Riding Hood. The scissor symbol on the screen beside the X for the chat page is so that you can clip small parts of this video if you choose to. Oh, I skipped that one altogether. I don't know how easy it'll be to get back to it. There we go. Denying attorney visits again and downgrading my housing and putting me in the mental and suicide ward in retaliation. We are filing motion and recording violation 36 for civil rights claim, nothing for record. Your intention is noted, and so is your spelling. Please stop the hydroxycine. Hydroxycine? Thanks. Oh, now we're back to thanks. The GF diet, gluten-free. The gluten-free diet is very low calorie. Can I get milk or something added to help? I've kept track, and I'm at 800-ish per day. Ever since I moved from medical, my meals say gluten-free, but many things haven't been, and it's already low calorie. Can I get this monitored? Thank you. Okay, I haven't seen the credit back yet. Thanks. How long do I have to stay on restraints? And how long am a seg? Thanks so much. Can you remove diet? I'm starving. I'll just hurt instead with stomach. Thanks. Okay, I'll remove it for you. So she's just requested to be removed from the gluten-free diet because she's starving. So she's just going to, take the stomach pain and the regular diet. We'll get into that tonight. I didn't get commissary on Wednesday. I need to mail out legal mail. Thanks. I have books to donate to CJC. Not sure how to get someone to collect them so I can free up room for more to come. Thanks. This has been taken care of. Oh, that's not her. That's them. They threw me off with the all caps. Oh, these are numbered. I have not used the restroom since the Miralax has been out, so like 10 days. Okay, so she starts by telling them she's full of shit. Okay, I couldn't help it, guys. Okay. 2, I have asked several times about getting milk added since the Ensures was stopped. I can't eat but half of meal, no matter which diet, because of my digestion and chronic constipation. Please, because it's low calorie and I'm getting weak and headaches again. So, yeah, we'll talk about it tonight. Can I please come off restraints? It's 90 days. It's dangerous. I can't shower. It is a risk to shave, and it's compromising my attorney visits. Please. Request denied. My finger is purple with yellow stuff, and the nurse said it was hot when she touched it. After seeing you today, a provider will be contacted to see if we can order an antibiotic ointment, and you will have a follow-up with the provider soon. Negligence. Oh, she is so much. She's so much, you guys. I just saw the poop emojis. You guys are funny. I don't know where I would be without you guys, really. Can you imagine? That's why I say it all the time, and it's in the book. Only a lunatic writes alone. I need you guys. Okay, June 2020. And like I said, these first few months are very heavy with the kites, and it does get better over time. Being moved to the floor, the only one in blank, is detrimental to my mental health when the toilet situation is frivolous. I'm not sure what toilet situation she's discussing. Toilet talk is really a double entendre with Letitia. Either she's talking about the toilet, or she's talking into the toilet, or she's talking about what she does in the toilet or doesn't do in the toilet. I don't know. She's really toilet centric. Anyway, the details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. Welcome back to Memberships, Music City Mom. Thank you. Can I move back to medical for my safety and mental health before going to the state hospital? Thanks. I'm losing sense of reality in here. So that is June 5th, 2020. And the first competency evaluation was ordered in June of 2020. So before she goes to CMHIP, she wants to go to medical because she's losing her sense of reality. No, she's sensing an upcoming scheme, in my opinion. Never mind, they moved me off floor. Thanks. Am I still waiting to see the provider about stomach? I don't know. Have you seen him yet, Letitia? Yes, you're still waiting. It's COVID. You're in jail. Welcome to it. Maybe you shouldn't have killed a child. Sorry. My inside voice just needed the microphone for a second, you guys. Okay. I am unable to wash my hair, shave, wash back or butt, Can't open the paper, and some days use the phone because I can't reach it. Can't write notes on attorney visits. This is cruel and dangerous, affecting my mental health. The details of the grievance should be specific. Okay, I'm just going to stop with that. But it is fun to read it. Just because I'm sure she was so pissed every time she saw that response. Okay, and on June 8th, she writes, "Please get me away from Draper. She has harassed me since March. She showed inmates YouTube videos on me. She denied me visits. We have her caught with this charge nonsense because the other inmate wrote letters about C4 bombs, which my attorneys have, and Draper singles me out like always, and the handwriting is off, nor do I have a grandpa. Draper does this day in and day out, and jail allows all false info and retaliation." So this is definitely one we'll be talking about tonight. She's talking about, the charge she's talking about is the solicitation to commit escape. And she's being falsely accused. It's somebody else's fault. It's retaliation. She's pulling a Letitia. Also, how smart is it to write anything about C4 bombs in a kite? I don't know. What do I know? I'm in belief Tisha mode. Music City Mom, thank you so much for gifting a membership. All right, Draper's the problem. I have 3 to 4 more books to donate so I can get more. Thanks. I know with George Floyd and all, but blank hit a cop on the stairs and gets to shower. Just saying, the white people are noticing. The details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. What does this mean, Letitia? I know with George Floyd and all, but the white people are noticing. Just saying. Whew. I can't. Requiring someone to get naked to put restraints on just to shower is a violation of my body and sexual preference. This is not a hospital with sick and with trained nurses. It's despicable, especially when males are in the ward. Not to mention bird baths are not clean, spread germs, and are discrimination for women. And, basically they just remind her that, she's the reason for her treatment. You did this, Letitia. I did not break the toilet, and there was no evidence that I did. In fact, he signed guilty 5 minutes after talking to me without interviewing the deputy I told about it when it first began 2 weeks ago. Plus, I did not do hour out the same day nor the next day. Double payment for a toilet didn't break. Ms. Stauch, your hour out was not taken due to this incident. It was taken because of you refusing to go to court prior to this incident taking place. We review the incident report, ward logs, and hearing board officers' reports and determined that guilty finding is appropriate. Your appeal is denied. Thanks. Please review my security before July 15th. I have been in here since March 5th and no violence or disruptions. I don't disrespect deputies and never raise my voice or even curse. Oh, Letitia. I'm getting meat in my diet and I don't eat meat. That's why doctor put peanut butter if available, because I'm only eating 1 time a day since you guys don't do the diet at all in the morning. What can I do to help? And thanks for helping. Good day. Now she's a vegetarian. The doctor fixed the diet with peanut butter as preference, but the no meat disappeared. I don't eat meat. Can you add that back to the notes? The rest is fine. Also, I'm still waiting on the Miralax. I'm back at day 10 without using the bathroom. Thanks. And I'm sure that 10 days of not going to the bathroom is not unlike 2 weeks of not eating. And I mean, they're similar because they're both lies. Not that she's not full of shit. I mean, obviously. I don't understand how I paid $5 and he and I had talked about the Miralax. It's definitely not as needed because I have chronic constipation and the facility refuses to help with it. It's not okay to be constantly constipated. I'm frustrated with the medicine issue. Now the Senna is expired. Another thing I talked to the doctor about. I need it at night on the cart, please. Thanks. Deputy Ravenkamp Maintenance came in and told Deputy Brokaw that the toilet always comes undone because it's uneven and pops out. Can I get some of those days back? Thanks. So we know from the incident reports that she's in trouble for loosening the screws to the toilet or the bolts or whatever it was. But we'll talk about it tonight. Like I said, we have way too much to get through for all my commentary, so I'll try to stop, but it's a study session. It is what it is. I guess the kitchen said to change the diet. With that said, I asked the provider several times about adding Ensure at least once a day. It's crucial. I will pay for it out my account if they have a problem. I can't only eat once a day. They brought rice for breakfast and dinner. It swells in my stomach, increases constipation, and eventually leads to bleeding due to constipation. Please, I'm starving. I will pay for Ensure. Jennifer Lynn, welcome to memberships. Glad to have you. Okay, so here's where we go on the Ensure. Can you make sure the provider responds? Because I asked them this 2 months ago. Plus, the kitchen is not too swift with bringing gluten-free foods. So I haven't eaten but once a day in 4 days. Thanks. Okay, we made it to July, you guys. I'm going to keep going. I have tried to get the provider to accommodate medical issues with my stomach for 4 months, and now I'm eating maybe once a day, if that. I paid to see medical 2 weeks ago, and nothing has improved. It's not the nurses, it's whoever this provider is. They never let the nurses help with the issue. We are still waiting for my records to be released to my criminal defense attorney and civil rights attorney. Request has been made several times. Thanks. One more for fun. The details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. I want to talk to the lady I always talk to. Please send. Thank you. It appears that you were seen by the psychiatrist recently. You are also on the schedule to be seen by mental health. We, however, cannot promise who on the mental health team will see you due to scheduling demands. Thank you for your flexibility. Can I get an update on the Ensure? I've eaten 1 egg and applesauce and 1 egg and carrots for breakfast and lunch, and I can't eat dinner. I've asked days ago for the provider to respond. Can I get moved to a ward where I can order food? I'm starving with all these stomach issues I have. I can still be by myself in a room. I need more than 1 hour out because I'm disassociating and losing a sense of what's real without human interaction. Also, the restraints are affecting my attorney visits. It's been over 120 days. I'm no threat, nor am I violent to anyone. So, after the first competency evaluation was ordered in July, is the first time that we know of right now that she has mentioned the word dissociating. At least I think that's the word she used. The meds I just started was for nightmares, but I've still had them. Does it take a while? Sometimes it can take a while for medications to work, but your concerns have also been passed along to the provider. If you continue to have nightmares, kite mental health so that your provider can review your current medications. Thank you. Oh. Okay, I need a deep breath and a drink of my coffee. Because, oh, are you having nightmares, Letitia, while you're in jail, charged with murder, which you committed? What about Gannon, Letitia? I hope he's in your nightmares. And if it's a vision of Gannon that you're trying to drown out with medication, good luck. Good luck. There are enough people on the internet that fell in love with that little boy that just their vibes alone, just the energy that they are sending to you in Topeka Correctional Facility, just their energy alone, I hope it keeps you awake for the rest of your miserable damn days. How dare you? I'm having nightmares. You are a nightmare. You are the nightmare. Okay. All right. Coffee. Sorry, guys. I almost made it. Poor baby having nightmares. Whew, shake it off. Okay. I broke a piece of my bridge off. I have dental insurance. Can I get it fixed? It's a small piece. I can pay whatever. I just have a lot of money invested in my teeth and can't lose the entire bridge. Thanks. Okay, one of the deputies said we could go to an outside dentist. Is this true? Thanks. Unfortunately, this is not true. You also just tried to escape like 2 months ago. So, no, we're not going to take you to the dentist. You want us to take you to a movie too? Oh God. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it together, I promise. Yeah, we'll put you on the list, Letitia. I'm skipping over a couple of these. Can I get an update? I've sent several requests, even asking could I buy the Ensure. I was told July 1st that someone was asking the provider and never heard. I'm starving, eating once a day. Plus the nurse said the Miralax is expired, and I just got renewed. I don't understand how I'm already denied the prescription Linsex that I always took, plus I'm eating once a day. Anybody know what medication she's talking about there? I never heard back from my last request. And August 2020. I never got credit for my 7/19 order nor received it because I left the next morning for CMHIP. Thanks. I have 3 books to give away, but they accidentally put them in locker 609. The Second Honeymoon, The Testament, and another John Grisham book. Then I have one in my cell, making that 4. Okay, I redid it before I seen the message, so just cancel one of them. Thanks. Can I just get a vegetarian diet, please? Thanks. I did, but I already get vegetarian. I just need the gluten-free removed. And they said medical could do this. They said medical could do that and leave the no meat. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, I'm glad you do, Deputy, because I sure don't. Okay, what is she saying? Okay, so she has a vegetarian diet. So she has vegetarian gluten-free, and now she wants just vegetarian. Got it. Okay, because I have all the stomach meds now, and I'm only eating once a day, so remove gluten and leave no meat so I can gain my weight back. Can you please ask them to do it as soon as they can? I'm getting headaches only eating once. Thanks. Okay. August 20th, 2020. Now, I do need to explain this one a little bit before we read it. So, August 20th of 2020 is the deadline that Letitia gave to Albert that he needed to come clean and tell the whole truth that wasn't sugar-coated. And if he didn't tell the whole truth that wasn't sugar-coated by August 20th of 2020, she was going to go public with his involvement in Gannon's murder. She was going to implicate him and Edgar. And she did. Of course he didn't come clean because he didn't kill his son. And so on the day that she threatened, right, and I know this because of a letter that was shared with me, that she sent to one of the YouTubers that she was trying to manipulate. And she put in there that, you know, his deadline to come clean was August 20th. So there's a little inside baseball, but in my opinion, she's writing this because she knows it's recorded, for the same reason that she's writing everything she wrote to random strangers in letters that she knew they were sharing. You know, it's like she was dropping all of this, like these disparate pieces of information around to various unconnected sources, hoping that some hapless investigative reporter would come along and put all her pieces back together, and that she would get them so invested in the investigation of piecing all of this cryptic bullshit together that you know, that they'd be like hypnotized, and she would be able to get them to tell her story and in the way that she wants it told. Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna put some whiskey in the coffee, you guys. I just can't. We're only like a third of the way through these kites. Anyway, in my opinion, I think that she's speaking directly to Albert here. I could be wrong. But I also am cross-referencing this with a phone call that she made, where she talks about good girls and getting shot, and you were in the closet. And remember there was a pretext call with Albert where he was where he said, where he referenced the show Good Girls, and he's like, yeah, I know you watched Good Girls, and she was sleeping with a drug dealer, and all of a sudden the kids are kidnapped. I mean, apparently this is a pattern. She'll try to pull some stuff, and he'll recognize it from a movie or a show. Okay. So anyway, I was just, in real time cross-referencing some of the other things. So you let them duct tape me. You let them duct tape me and cover the alarm sensors because they came for me in West Palm Beach, then came back and covered alarm with socks. I saw the car on Carriage Meadows, so we both left. Gun jammed, got shot. They thought I was crazy because I watched Good Girls, but he really had tattoos. You didn't help. So I'm sure that this probably has several purposes, right? But I assure you that they are all driven by purpose. Whatever her purpose is, and I'm sure it's multiple purposes, actually. It's purpose I, if you will. I also heard a phone call that she made to a random stranger on YouTube. I won't get into who this person is. She's a bit of a Letitia Stalk fangirl, and I flatly refuse to be associated with this person. She had given me written permission to use her letters in the book that Letitia had sent her. I will not be doing that. Some of the people who write Letitia Stalk are as crazy as Letitia Stalk herself, and I've learned some very powerful lessons in this little journey of mine. Anyway, in a phone call that she made to that person, right around this time in August of 2020, she was talking to this person the same way that she wrote this kite, as if she's talking to somebody other than mental health at the jail. She made a phone call to this YouTube fangirl and spoke to her as if she was talking to someone other than the YouTube fangirl. So, and it was the same conversation about, although this one doesn't say anything about in the closet. The phone call that she made to the YouTuber was, and you were in the closet, and you let them shoot me, and you let them duct tape me. And I also think that, well, we won't go too deep, because you know what? Like I said, we're only a third of the way through. Thank you guys for listening. I will get it together before tonight, and we will definitely be talking about this kite tonight on Jen Lou's channel. I'm going to drop that link again. We'll be at the Ward Case Studies. I will try to put it together in a way that makes sense as much as I can before then, but we got to keep moving or I'll be here all day. Medical said kite Trinity to make gluten-free. Sorry, guys. Medical said to kite Trinity to take gluten-free off and leave it vegetarian. I asked them and they said to kite Trinity. So I want to get this on record. The provider refused help. The provider refused to help get a supplement drink. I've lost 24 pounds here. Now the provider refuses to help when I've ate once a day since getting back from CMHIP. But if I was an addict, the provider jumps through hoops for them, and you are telling me I can't choose to have something removed. Is this correct? and they fire back with the facts. Your last weight on 8/15/2020 was 134 pounds, and your BMI was 23. which is the same as you weighed when you returned to our facility. This is within normal limits. If possible, you may purchase additional snacks from commissary. Thanks. Thank you. Their reply is like, cool story, bro. Check the records. I needed that, deputy, whoever you are. Being held hostage with camera people everywhere, and no one helps, and they took my water from my dog. She has a dog. Look, they didn't even bother with like, okay, kite received. They didn't even say thanks. They're just like, noted. This is a lie because I never weighed on 8/15. Lie number 1. Pull the cameras for this date. Lie number 2. I've never weighed here except in March. They tried one time with restraints and they couldn't get it to work. Pull the cameras again. You guys are full of lies and you know what's coming, and the lies won't get your provider or this jail out of it. Again, you need to remove the gluten because it's a joke, and bring on more lies. We will request blank footage for these days to show I never weighed. I didn't even weigh 8.5 returning because blah, 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 yada, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. Please see my response to your other kite. Thank you. Sit down, Felicia. Oh, Kathy, thank you for becoming a member. I'm going to have to go back and read all of these comments because, of course, I can't really read them during the live, because I'm reading this garbage. Have I told you lately how grateful I am that you guys are here with me reading this? Okay, next. What time did someone weigh me on 8/15? Lies. I'm requesting footage for this day, and I never weighed returning to the facility. I refused on 8/5. I refused weight. I refused talking and blurted out, pick any number for my weight. I'm glad you are recording these lies to your provider because tell them it's coming. Lack of medical care, discrimination, favoritism to drug addicts, lack of presence, refusing patient care, and sending an incompetent doctor when the nurse knew more. I would order food, but they don't allow it in blank. Fixed diet. Tell the provider to do his job. Ooh, Letitia big mad. Hi, I ordered some books that said delivered 8 days ago. Just checking to see if they are here or if we need to reach out to the publisher. Thanks. I think this is, so they're only allowed to have paperbacks, and the paperbacks have to come directly from the publisher or, like Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and they can't be hardbacks. So if somebody sent her a hardback, it was rejected. I'm still stuck because my brain is insane again. I had to. My brain is insane again. I'm still stuck because my brain is insane again, like it was January 20th and the 24th, and no one helped me not get hurt. Can you please? Okay, so her brain was insane on January 20th and on the 24th, and no one helped her. And I'm not sure what this mess down here is. Let's see. It looks like they said, during seg rounds next week, please let us know how we can help you. Yeah, they said, see you next Tuesday. I would like it on record that I'm unable to take my night meds if I don't eat dinner because I get dizzy on one, and medical refuses to remove the gluten after several requests, and Trinity said medical had to, not them. Letitia. Letitia, the provider has declined your request. You had lab work done that was negative for celiac and requested via Kite to have your gluten-free diet removed prior. We cannot keep going back and forth with diets based on preference. Thank you. Okay. So they did lab work. She doesn't have celiac disease. Just because you claim that you have some, oh, okay. No, not going to do it. We're not even halfway through. All right, we'll talk about it tonight. Once again with the Jen. All right, putting the link in chat. We will be discussing these in great detail this evening. Right now, I'm just giving it I'm doing a pregame study session. We're just reading them. Everybody who's just coming in, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and also I apologize. I hope everybody is well grounded today. Hi, I would like it on record why I'm still 2 deputies and restraints when I've collected data on individuals in A2 who hit deputies in the ward, inmates who pop locks, escaped ComCorps, in-house violent charges, behavior referrals, etc. I have collected this from blank and blank, female and male. I haven't the first behavior issue, so I want it on record what warrants these actions. Thanks. ComCorps, she means ComCorps, which is short for Community Corrections, which is a place outside of the jail where people transition from jail or prison back into society. It's Community Corrections or ComCorps. Ms. Stout, your housing and restraint status is reviewed with the command staff almost weekly. It has been decided by the chain of command that no changes will be made at this time. Thanks. I asked the jail months ago to move me from Draper. She continues to harass me. I don't eat or take meds when she is here. She shows other inmates pics. She comments harassment, and my life is in danger with her around. No one in this ward bothers or harasses me. Meyer, Mahan, Malinsky, Morris, Strickland, and Jago are superb and don't harass. I am threatened and afraid for my life around Draper. In return, she gets, the details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. So I did leave. Well, first of all, these names were not redacted. The guards. Also, several of these guards that are mentioned are part of her federal lawsuit, and they're mentioned there as well. They're also mentioned on the phone calls that I played yesterday in October of 2020 when she's talking to Aunt Katrina, and she's trying to play crazy, in my opinion, of course. She says, oh, and there's this guard. Or no, she doesn't say guard. I'm sorry. Oh, and there's this person here named Draper, and she has been so helpful. She has just been so nice to me. And this is when she's trying to, she's doing this on purpose because, Aunt Katrina has had her back for months. Aunt Katrina's filing grievances on the outside. Letitia's filing grievances on the inside. Aunt Katrina's in touch with her attorneys. They're putting together this federal lawsuit. Aunt Katrina knows how much Letitia hates Deputy Draper. And so, that was part of her game in those October phone calls where she's like, "Oh, Draper is so nice. I love Draper. I'm Team Draper." And Katrina, bless her heart, didn't say a word. That's there was a comment that I got last night sometime, and it was somebody wondering if Aunt Katrina is watching these videos and wondering if she knows that she's YouTube famous. And I think that she absolutely is. If not watching, she is at least aware. And the good thing about Aunt Katrina is she hasn't done anything to be ashamed of. Letitia is her family member. I understand why she believed her at first. While she may not be calling Letitia out on these things, she's being delicate because she doesn't understand why Letitia's acting the way that she's acting. And Letitia's trying to put it off that she got crazy and lost her mind because of the incarceration. And Katrina just wants to help. And she doesn't believe at first that Letitia killed Gannon. And so I understand if people just automatically don't like her because she's Letitia's aunt and she tried to help Letitia at first. She did try to help Letitia, but within reason of a family member who loves you and what they would do. That eventually changes, right? But I in my opinion, Aunt Katrina has done absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. We won't get into Aunt Brenda. We don't have the time. Anyway, next kite. Requesting to remove gluten-free again, I paid $5 and got it removed to high fiber, no meat, and it was dropped back to this without me talking to anyone. I don't know how else to say. I can't eat rice. And they serve it every day for dinner and breakfast. You're in jail, Letitia. I really need lots of help and Boost Bar. Someone is out to get me, especially at this concentration camp. Oh. Nope, I'm going to leave it alone. Nope, leave it. I'm not touching it. Not today. Can I get a vegetarian diet? I'm still waiting to hear back from my last kite that still says open. What is the justification for this from this chain of command? Because everyone else who writes classification gets a reason or falls under policy. I'm just trying to see why I'm being discriminated against. Ms. Stout, you are not special. Okay, that's not what it says. But it's what it says. I want it on record that my arm has bruises from the deputy who transported me from visit on 9/22. She grabbed my arm and touched my breast. I asked her to reposition her hands and she refused. She used excessive force, angry. I couldn't walk fast, but the leg restraints were wrapped around my legs, stuck. My leg has chain cuts and my arm has her finger marks as bruises. I showed the nurse and deputies working tonight, 9/24, how bad the bruises got worse. The deputy was a black lady, and she transported me with Jago. It wasn't Jago. She is good. This is ridiculous to keep letting these injuries happen. Discrimination continues as I am the only female in this facility restrained. Yeah, Birdie says, so concentration camps had a grievance system? Yeah, I'm sure that they got grievances. Oh. Okay. I am not saying. Hold on. Break. I am not safe, restrained, incurring injuries. I am the only female in this facility restrained. Why do you guys avoid the answer? Why am I a safety concern when there is no behavior issues? Total discrimination. Duly noted. Biatch. Sorry, I mixed up the last kites. I meant to say I'm Jehovah and wanted to see if there was any materials. Also, can we do communion here? Thanks. 9/26/2020. Oops, I meant to say I'm Jehovah. Can I have those materials? Can I get Miralax renewed, and can I pay $5 again to see the doctor again about this diet? I've been really dizzy, no energy, equilibrium off. Equilibrium is off from not eating. Thanks, plus throwing up yellow stuff, but I'm drinking lots of something. And October of 2020. Now, there's only, I think, 5 kites from October of 2020, but there were 35 phone calls to others. So keep these kites in mind with the phone calls that we just heard. So Aaron Watson, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So Aaron Watson asked, does anyone know if these were written around the time she claims she's a vampire and stuck in 2019? Yes, ma'am. So toward the, I think October 4th, she tells Amy Bolton, her friend Amy, not her sister Amy. On October 4th, she tells Amy Bolton that she's a vampire. On October 2nd, the day that we have on the screen now, that's when she has the 2 conversations with Aunt Katrina about Jehovah and becoming a Jew and wanting a Jewish Bible. October 4th, she tells Amy Bolton she's a vampire. October 11th, she begins to break it to her family that she's Janelle, the vampire. So yes, these right here are the ones that are at that time. Oh, Kathy, I love you. Okay. So you're saying I can't even get a Jewish Bible, Thessalonian? It says Tira. She might mean Torah. I don't know. If Tira is a thing and she doesn't mean Torah, let me know in the chat. So you're saying I can't even get a Jewish Bible, Thessalonian, Torah, if they are available. Thanks. At this time, we do not have the faith-based material you are requesting. All of our material is donated. We do not purchase anything. You can have someone from the outside send you the Bible you are requesting, but it must come from a direct distributor, i.e. Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Okay, I just called someone to mail one. What about a Jewish diet? How do I get one, and when can I take the test on Torah? Thanks. Okay, it must not be Torah. It must actually be Tira, which is something. I'm going to assume Tira. Let's ask Letitia's boyfriend Google. I think that the R and the A, I think it's probably an acronym, and the R and the A might stand for religious affiliation. Tira test in jail? No. I don't know. We're going to read it as Tira because that's how she wrote it. Anonymous. Someone needs to tell Felicia this is not a hotel, and the kite system is not the front desk concierge. Please and thanks. Anonymous. Your kite has been noted. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Oh, okay. So yeah, October 2nd, 9:25 a.m. So she had just talked to Aunt Katrina twice, and they talked about the Bible, and then they talked about being Jewish, and you can't be a Jew because you're an American. Okay, moving along. We're almost halfway through, guys. Please can I move back to blank? I cleared medical. It was just a simple diet change, and we are all good. I am not sleeping in medical, and my hallucinations get bad in there, affecting my mental health. I'm the only person in orange on the floor, and it's causing bruising on my sides. I need to be back in the healthy environment I was in for my mental state, and medical is not the place. Sure, I get my radio in there when I don't in here, but I would rather be mentally okay. And medical fixed the food issue, so no problem. Thanks. Again, October 11th is when she's really playing crazy on the phone. Well, there are several dates, but this is, the beginning of that group of phone calls where she's playing crazy. So, just to back it up, and then we jump forward to October 25th. And this is, I think that Aunt Brenda takes the car on October 26th. I'll look it up in my notes before tonight's live stream, but I'm concerned why mental health has not helped with the solitary confinement. I understand the PC, but it doesn't mean that I suffer from hallucinations and sensory deprivation when I'm not a behavior risk or injury risk. No reason I can't have any privileges like a radio, cards, etc. to help with the mental breakdowns. I'm not on lockdown, and it's the same as someone with contraband or fighting. I can't get the correct religious diet either, nor order food, which causes horrible sleep, refusing medication and foods, etc. I thought mental health is an advocate for mental safety. This eats away at your soul, and my brain feels like something is eating it. Just because I'm not for psych meds doesn't mean there should be mental abandonment. So, all of those misspelled words were meant to say, I've gone crazy and it's all your fault, fix it. Again on October 25th. Solitary confinement without any privileges causes extreme mental disturbance, loss of reality, and sensory deprivation. There is no reason that there can't be any modifications while in protective custody. I'm not allowed family visits, a radio, or commissary due to the ward that you guys want me housed in, but I get the same privileges as people with contraband or lockdown. This should be addressed in this housing meeting. If you keep me here, I shouldn't have lockdown punishment because of your protective custody rating. I understand your PC rating, but it's cruel and unusual to take privileges away that are afforded to others, even those with the profile. Last, what is the justification for restraints? I'm now being restricted several rights and getting worse mentally daily and afraid of losing reality, if not already, due to these concerns. And then there are no more kites for the rest of the month. So October 25th, she's blaming them for being crazy. Around this time, Harley's car gets taken away. And then we hear her call Harley and say, "Do you want the fucking money or not?" And then she blames Harley. And Harley's the reason why she's going crazy, because Harley put her under all this stress when Aunt Brenda lost her car. And now she's got to sell her life to the devil and take money from the cartel to buy Harley a new car. It's just, oh, she's a lot. Okay, November 2020. How's everybody in chat? I appreciate you. Anonymous coming in. Yeah, so right now it looks like we've got just over 300 people in here, and that's awesome. I didn't know what to expect with it being a morning stream, but also, I haven't done a live in months. I've done premieres, but not a live. So I wondered if it would get out in the algorithm at all. So thank you to anybody who shared it. Thank you to everybody who's here. Let's go November 2020. Letting the doctor know that I am taking meds since I talked to him except through the trap doors. I am not doing that, so that's my only times I refuse. Also, Justice has been coming, wanting to take the blonde's brain. This information has been forwarded to the psychiatrist. Thank you. So now she's sending kites about Justice. I mean, we're getting there for sure. I promised the lady who helped me get rid of the gluten-free I would eat 3 meals a day. She was awesome, and I was so excited to have food again, but the no meat part fell off. I just talked to the nurse and told her I was eating around it, but they are serving meat 3 times a day. I wanted to let her know I got the regular meals, but the no meat never reappeared, and I don't want her to think I'm eating because she helped me so much. I don't want her to think I'm not eating because she helped me so much. Can I get the no meat part? It was there since the beginning. If not, it's okay. Just wanted to let her know it still was missing. Oh. Letitia, you can't send it back to the kitchen because it has onions on it and you didn't order onions, or because it was undercooked. Okay, no, we're almost halfway there. I got to keep going, guys. I need to get a power of attorney done, please. Thanks. I saw another comment that Letitia's out there like Oprah. You get a power of attorney. You get a power of attorney. Everybody gets a power of attorney. Yes, Anonymous, exactly. Karen wants to speak to the chef. I need to hire a private attorney, and phone calls are monitored in the ward, and they can't enter an entry of appearance until I talk and pay over phone. Can I use phone to obtain a private attorney? Attorneys that have been verified through the Colorado Supreme Court are set as privileged calls if the attorney does not accept collect calls or is only accessible via extension. You will need someone not in custody to call them or write them a letter, as staff phones are not permitted for use by individuals in custody. Logistics. No commissary in this ward. Can't order chips, but chips come in lunch. No toothbrush, but people could choke themselves with tampoons or the lotion cap. Sorry, I had to. But people could choke themselves with tampons or the lotion cap. No socks, but we have pants which are stronger than socks. Besides, this ward has bra and panties. Several people not on lockdown or precautions and can't order. We are starving. 12 hours lapse between dinner and breakfast, and we are getting less than 1,200 calories a day. Poor hygiene as well, because special wards can't have towels, but the gray covers are the same strength of a towel. The people not on watches can't be treated this way. And they respond, inmates must file their own grievance. Grievances submitted on behalf of another inmate will not be accepted. Sorry, Letitia, you're not speaking for the entire ward. You're trying to get something that you want. And once again, you're using other people to make it appear larger than it is. Okay. Next grievance. Sexism. Shaving for court is based on men. Women don't shave and show a judge. We also have to shave more often due to legs and arms. It's poor hygiene and harmful to our mental health to block us during COVID, closing of yada, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. The details of the grievance should be specific, etc. Letitia. I was waiting on the SEG roster, but my sinuses are getting worse, and the headache is going on 4 days. Can I get an ibuprofen? Oh. I'm trying to find out about 2 books delivered on 11/11, The Lake House and It by Stephen King. The Lake House is by James Patterson. The books were received in 2 separate packages. The Lake House was rejected because it had a hardback cover, and It was sent to the ward on 11/18/2020. And we know from the phone calls that those are the ones Harley ordered for her. What had happened? I asked that too, and Jennifer said it was too long of an answer for comment section. Hopefully she'll share with us. Here we go. How was there talk of Tellini and then he ends up being her attorney? Did she request him? Yeah, so that is similar to the comment that was left that I didn't answer in the comment section. And we will get into it. I just can't get into it right now because we've already been on for an hour and a half and we're almost halfway through these kites. But keep in mind, I am writing a book, and I promise you it will all be in the book. That's not to say I won't address it on YouTube between now and then. But I just want to focus on the kites for right now. I hope you guys understand. I've been denied family videos this entire time, saying this is a special management ward, but several people have had personal video visits in here. Why am I being denied them? Starving again affects me mentally. I'm having bad hallucinations again. December 2020. I have 3 books to donate, so I can get 3 more on the way. Thanks. Between me and you. Hey, you and who? The kite system? All of YouTube? Sorry. Okay. Coffee time. I know I'm missing a ton of comments, but we just got to keep going, you guys. I appreciate you so much. Between me and you, I cannot get my food trays with my name on them before delivery anymore. I don't want to mention it to the jail because I've settled with them. The only way to make that happen is getting a random tray without a diet. Can I make this happen? Kitchen also said meat isn't pork or swine, so I'm good. Plus, mentioning to the kitchen what's going on with my trays with my name will cause retaliation. To avoid it all, can you remove the diet so vegetarian so my name isn't on it? I'm sorry, it's not you guys. You're great. I can't deal with my tray being known anymore. Thank you. Thanks. Please keep this quiet, because once I get a regular one, the problem will go away. I thought the issue had been solved, but it's ongoing, and I'd rather just keep quiet. Okay, so this kite was sent to medical. Apparently she doesn't know that first it goes through an admin, and then it gets classified, and then it gets sent to the group, and then people like me and Allie and Jen pay for it, and then it goes on to YouTube. But the issue is, so she's vegetarian, then she's vegetarian gluten-free, then she's regular vegetarian. Now she wants to go off of vegetarian, and that's okay because the meat is not pork or swine. No, sweetie, every day it's bologna. Bologna sandwiches. Every day. Anyway, I'm sorry, pancakes on Sunday. I know. Anyway, I've done my research. So now she wants to go back to a regular diet, and it's okay because the meat isn't pork or swine. But the reason she wants to do it is not because she's being a pain in the ass, right? The reason she's doing it is because with all of this special diet preference from medical, blah, 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 there's a sticker with her name on it. And that is causing people to mess with her food because her name's on it. So now she just wants a regular tray, just like everybody else, and it's going to be okay. So, right. Letitia, they're going to review all this for your federal lawsuit about how your First Amendment rights are being violated because you're Jewish and not getting your kosher diet, right? They're going to review every kite. And so are we. Okay, moving right along. Kimberly Wells, very good point. She talks to this kite system just like she did to Google. That's why I put that thing at the beginning. At the beginning of all of these kites was like, I faked a note. I faked a note like Letitia was talking to Google, because that's exactly what it reminds me of. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Kathy, don't forget my 8th. Mental health didn't come last week, and it's been 2 weeks, but it's okay. Don't come. Now it's feeding week. And we know from the phone calls that feeding week is the week that she has to eat only blood. And I think it's actually 4 days. According to her, feeding week includes 4 days that she can only ingest blood. You are on the schedule to be seen by the psychiatrist. Specific dates and times are not provided due to possible changes. Thank you. What's the process to release money during COVID? Can I mail or no thanks? Can I mail or no? Thanks. You can do a money mail out, and a detention specialist can come bring the check to you for your signature. You will need a stamped and addressed envelope. As long as you have sufficient funds, we will be able to assist you. Okay, I would like to mail out $150 to Harley Hunt, and I have stamped envelope. Thanks. So basically they take $150 out of her commissary, and they put it into a check, and they address the check to, they make the check out to Harley, and then she signs it, and then they put it in the mail. So this strange lady came today named Jackie Grimlem. It's Grimmet, Grimmet. So this strange lady came today named Jackie Grimlem, and she forced me to sign a release, but I thought she was an actor, so please don't release to her. This will be forwarded to mental health. Thank you. So Jackie Grimmett is an actor. Letitia signed the release form under coercion, under duress, so please don't release anything to her. Senna is set to expire. Please renew. Thank you. Again, stool softener. They said the Miralax is expiring too, so both the Miralax and Senna, am I saying that right, you guys? Senna needs to be renewed. Thanks so much. So this doctor came in, but she is really an actor because I saw the cameraman when I was leaving. Do not release info to her. She is fictitious. She is trying to get info on justice. I may not take meds coming up for a few days because it's my 4 days of blood consumption. Also, I'll be yada, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. Deputy Riley needs to stop touching me near my private areas. It causes a mental breakdown from PTSD. This is why I met with a doctor for 5 hours last week. I understand searching, but not without warning before touching, because then my attacker's face goes on her body and I see them instead. Saw the attacker on Deputy Riley's face. I also got bite marks from K Group. And why are the fumes still smell like gas? Why come? Why come? Mental health, why come? I reached out to you guys about this sexual predator. About coffee. Okay. I reached out to you guys about the sexual predator, sexual harassment on December 17th, and I want charges on her for indecent exposure and sexual harassment. The retaliation is continuing. Why do you have PREA if it's not enforced? I shouldn't be punished consistently. Star 8 does not work in here. Star 8, okay. Star 8 does not work in here. What is the process? Because the signs are wrong in here. Thanks. So there's probably a sign that has, the asterisk and the number 8, to dial that for an emergency or to report harassment or, something along those lines. And apparently it doesn't work. PREA stands for Prison Rape Elimination Act. And so Letitia is doing what Letitia do, and she wants somebody to go down for sexual harassment, and she wants to file charges. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. Is sexual harassment a crime, or is it a civil issue? I mean, is she asking the jail to create a civil lawsuit for sexual harassment like she did in South Carolina and Alaska? Or does she want this person brought up on criminal charges for harassing her? Either way, whatever. Report the male in Douglas County ran over because Ty is Operation Get Rid of Predators, Chomos, Harassers. He has been there for a long time. He was ran over and left. No dream. Goodbye to that man. So once again, we've got the crazy talk. And this is supposed to be a cryptic encoded message. I have heard her explain one time that her biological son's name is Ty. Now, whether or not that's connected to this kite, I really don't know. Douglas County is the S curve. Douglas County, Colorado. Report the male in Douglas County ran over because Ty is Operation Get Rid of Predators, Chomos, Harassers. I don't know. Heads or tails just isn't coming to me, but we're at least halfway through. And we finally made it through the first year. Now, there's 3.5 years of kites, right? But 2020 took up half of this video. So they do at least slow down. So, first kite of the year, January 3rd, 2021. I really need something for my allergies. Sneezing, nose bleeding more than usual. I also need something for my OAB. It's getting worse and I'm not sleeping because I get up to pee 8 times at least. I need clothes, so I stop putting the blood in a cup and drinking it. Need underwear too. Because Please, I haven't showered in 3 weeks. Say what now? I need clothes, so I stop putting the blood in a cup and drinking it. Need underwear too. Please, I haven't showered in 3 weeks. Can I get my property? I wasn't on lockdown. I was in a turtle suit. It's in a large bag. Thanks. So I donated 4 books and some came off and some didn't. I signed them off. Fire and Ice still shows up. The ESV Bible, the old one, not the study Bible, shows up. They deleted Stephen King It and Grisham the Appeal, but didn't delete Fire and Ice and the ESV Bible. Can you have them check the signed paperwork releasing them? I get books weekly and donate them, and want to keep doing it but need them deleted. Once this is done, I have more to donate. Thank you. I just know we can only have so many, so I appreciate checking into it. Thanks. Something I do want to toss in here. So we know from jail calls that she made in March and April of 2020 when she first got to the jail. She was sending hidden messages to Aunt Katrina inside a religious pamphlet is where she would put these hidden messages. And then on the phone calls, she would say things to Aunt Katrina like, hey, have you heard the good word? Have you heard anything about Jesus returning lately? You know, stuff like that. She also sent one to Travis where inside a spiritual or religious pamphlet, she asked him to try and help her escape. That one made it past the people that are supposed to check those things. And we know about that actually from Amy Lang, who was in touch with Travis. Amy Lang was in touch with Harley, with Aunt Brenda, with Travis, with a bunch of people. And Travis actually told Amy Lang on Facebook that Letitia had asked him to help her escape. And she had written the note inside this, she had hidden that part of the writing inside a letter, inside a religious brochure. So anyway, I say all that because all of these books that she donated, I wonder how many times she scribbled nonsensical bullshit into these books, like little hidden messages. I mean, she's something else. Okay. I think I was half asleep when the nurse came by to see me for my allergies. I'm sure I didn't know until the next morning. Can I still get something for it? Thanks. So she probably refused. When I was on a watch, the deputy put my mail in personal property excess. I did not do this. I thought it was locked down. Either way, it's 4 letters and a card. I never saw it, and one is a legal letter. I need to get these if I can, because she must have meant to put them until I was off the watch. Can I get my lockdown property? I wasn't on lockdown, just in a turtle suit. Thanks. Hi, I have 7 more books to donate. Thanks. This is absurd. The security measures I am under, which is limiting my right to defense, and this dictatorship from classification. As a result, I am going to go pro se, and I will have the right to all my discovery. Remind you, no USB will hold it. In fact, the PD office had to purchase new equipment because a majority is not printable. Plus 11 billion pages. I wanted to address the issue with someone else besides classification because there is no justification for 11 months, but I will have access to all that discovery since they are limiting my participation. Thanks. February. On 2/21, the nurse that came with blonde hair in a bun, glasses, and black clothing went up to Blank and told inmates she wanted me to die. I was told this when I called home just now. Remember, people are in our family business, so it will get back to me. Free speech, but the problem is she controls meds, and that's scary if she is that vocal. It is unprofessional as well. Family business. The cartel, Letitia? Can I get the Miralax renewed? Thanks. I have more books to donate. Thanks. I need to attend the law library regular since I am pro se. Thanks. The lady picked up 3 books yesterday: The Confession, Street Lawyer, and Trial by Fire. Trial by Fire is still listed on my property. Also observing all thing delivered today is just a pamphlet. Do I just give that back to have it deleted? Please check the paper I signed yesterday giving her Trial by Fire so I can get that deleted. I do want to say too that I have a copy of envelopes that she received from a church in New Mexico. And that church in New Mexico would send her like several of these religious brochures in an envelope, like, I don't know, 5 at a time or whatever. And they would send that to Letitia for Letitia to hand out. So I don't know what her connection to the church in New Mexico is. I will try to dig that out, and we can add that to the discussion for tonight's live stream. But that's how she was passing these secret messages, is through the pamphlets that she was getting from the church in New Mexico. I don't need the Senna renewed. My body is immune to it. Can I get Fiberlax added instead in the morning? If I have to see a doctor, then never mind. I'm not paying $5 when my IBS is documented. So if that is the case, then it's okay. Thank you. I have 5 more books to donate. Thanks. 1. Can I get headphones, please? 2. I had a long sleeve shirt and socks somewhere in property. Can I get it? Thanks. I am in blank now, so that's why I ordered food and stuff. Just in case. Thanks. Just in case. Is he in the J group, Letitia? Just in case. Vampire at large. Okay, sorry, I'm starting to lose it, you guys. That's why I ordered food and stuff, just in case. I am not a seg all. I am not a seg all at this time. I am not a seg all at this time. Got it. Okay. Whew. I better get that coffee again. Bear with me, guys. And this is kind of why I did it as a live stream. Because I started to do it as a bedtime true crime. And maybe I still will, where I can edit out all of the things that I just naturally have to say out loud. But it would be very difficult to get through all of these without my tone going off the charts. And I just didn't want to take the time and energy for what it would take to record it as a bedtime true crime and then do the editing. I might still do it because people really do fall asleep. People, including myself, really do fall asleep to readings like this. So, what do you guys think? Maybe you can let me know in chat. I don't know. I have StreamYard up and not YouTube, so I can't do a poll. But if you could just let me know in chat, do you want me to do a separate bedtime true crime reading where I just very professionally and without my responses and emotion, read through this kind of like I did with her text messages? Or do you guys think this is good? Maybe it wouldn't be bad to go ahead and do the video. Elena says yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. No promises. Okay. We'll get through it anyway. I am not a Segal at this time. I need to go on my night meds, so I was wondering if I could get at least one new time so I can get back on them. I don't care if it's midnight until 2. If not, it's okay. Thought I would ask. Thanks. Just need to sleep with the meds during 2 a.m. to at least 5 a.m. Thanks. Yes, I did stop my hydroxyzine and mental health canceled it, but I need to get back on it. Canceled it when I was in blank, so not sure why medical lied to you that it's canceled, and I did it when I got the pro se times. Whatever you say, Letitia. I can't make it without the hydroxine. I need it as needed. I tried to go without it to stay up during the night, but I'm jittery, having panic attacks, etc. But if I have to see the male doctor, then never mind, thanks. Hydroxyzine. I'm not sure why medical lied to the law library that I didn't have my hydroxyzine canceled. As you know, it makes a person sleepy, and I was scheduled for the library at 2:30 a.m. and needed to be awake. I would like for someone to let them know that I didn't lie about canceling it. Thanks. Hi, I've been meaning to kite today. Leanne is not my middle name, and I don't know where it came from. Can this be removed? Thanks. That middle name came from one of your charging documents, and we can't remove it. We also have another middle name of Lynn in your file. Not that anything is ever done, just want it on record that I was injured on transport again. Just adding it to the list, 5521. Injury to leg and currently operating on 1 leg and a half. Oh, the visual. The details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation. other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. Thank you for providing the date, but please also provide the time and how you received an injury to your leg. Please resubmit with all details. Thanks. Hi, me allergies are worse. Oh, oh, God. Somebody stop me. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry. Hi. I don't know why this tickles me so much, you guys. I apologize. I'll get my shit together, I promise. We're 2 hours deep. And I had like 4, maybe 5 hours tops of sleep last night. So, all right. Yes, amen, Artemis Prime. Somebody send a kite to medical and tell them that I need my prescription from Colorado. Okay. Hi, my allergies are worse than before. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm almost there, you guys. Hi, my allergies are worse than before. I tried the nose spray for months and I need something else, thanks. Don't need help with this, but wanted it on my medical kites that I was injured on transport again to my right leg. I don't need meds, just wanted it recorded here. Thanks. I mean, she knows exactly what she's doing, you guys. I would like to speak to someone who is in charge as to why my request has been denied for 6 weeks now. Thank you, and even dating back some since December. I would like to speak to someone who is in charge as to why my request has been denied for 6 weeks now. Thank you, and even dating back some since December. I have books to donate, thanks. When I went to medical and got the allergy meds, she said she would order hemorrhoid suppositories for me, but the nurse today said she didn't see an order. Just reminding her. Thank you for your help. OMG, this machine. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's the... Letitia, it's not the machine's fault. We've seen your text messages. We've seen your Google searches. Don't blame the damn machine. Justice for the machine. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay. I still have not heard back from the last kite and my chest pains are worse, etc. Whatever. On 5/21, I had a professional at 11:30. The deputy said to be ready. I waited, and then she said no one called, so no show. Just talked with family, and attorney told them that I never came. This is happening again because they waited on me to be transported, and I never was after asking several times. I'm not going to get into it. Can you renew the hemorrhoidal because I only got it twice? It wasn't on cart until just now. Thanks. June 2021. Please, I've begged for anxiety meds and to do something about the nightmares. I have told mental health about the side effects I was having since December. I even asked several people if I could get on Zyprex again. Zyprex, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the medications, you guys. I even asked several people if I can get on Zyprex again. I had my doctor in South Carolina to contact WellPath and spoke to someone in charge at an outside office. The secretary was told to have me send another kite and follow up and let her know. I have did video visits weekly with them and I'm in need of help so I don't get delayed anymore getting out of this place. Will you please explain why the discrimination continues? I would like the reason documented. K. I'm still waiting since the 8th and it's the 24th. Thank you. When I sent a kite last year, I was told that I needed to wait 6 months to get a kosher diet, and it's been over that, and I still don't have the Jewish diet. Thanks. Is this a joke? I wrote on the 8th, and clearly you can see it because someone responded that my kite was forwarded to a psychiatrist. That was on the 8th, and it's the 28th, and I haven't heard anything, but now you are clueless yet again. Religious programs said my preference needed to be changed in the computer, just like the middle name. That's wrong. I never picked a religion. Either way, not your fault, but could you please update it to the correct one, Jewish, so I cannot eat or have unclean stuff. Thank you. I did contact Intake, and they said they can't change the religious preference, that only the program manager of religious services can. Also, when can we speak to chaplains again? The girls said we all had to kite to get services. Whew, July 2021. Thank you for your response. I would like to change it to Jewish. I never was asked this originally, so thank you. I would like to get a kosher diet. 11 months ago, she was writing the judge, talking about how she was a soldier for Christ. But okay. Please, I really need the Miralax because I'm full of shit. Thanks. No, I'm sorry, I didn't read that right. Please, I really need the Miralax. It's expired. Thanks. I did a sick call about 6 months ago, and I was told medical don't treat OAB. I did a urine sample as well. I was wondering, are there any suggestions available? I pee over 40 times a day. Letitia, 40 times a day. 40 pees in one day. Is that biblical? Okay, let me stop. The pain on the left side is worse to the point it sometimes hurts to walk and lay on the left side. It's causing severe depression because I don't know sometimes when I'm going to pee. I accidentally peed a little. Like consciousness of it has decreased. Is there anything I can do since I was told no treatment here? Sorry for spelling. Machine is off balance. The machine is not spelling it, Letitia. If you were peeing 40 times a day, you wouldn't have time to write 75 strangers off the internet, journalists, the kite system, make phone calls, file grievances, file a lawsuit. Oh, Letitia. The machine is off balance. You're off balance, ma'am. Okay, let me... Excuse me. All right, let me stop. Peeing 40 times a day. I saw the psychiatrist 11 days ago, and he said look for the anxiety meds on the cart, and still nothing on the cart. Medical said nothing was in the system or waiting from pharmacy. Please ask him. I'm struggling. Yeah, you're struggling. I have 5 more books to donate. Thanks. Medical said the meds were on the cart, but the written order disappeared. What is going on? Anonymous. This will be reviewed on YouTube. Oh. Deputy Ralph is a security risk for inmates and the facility. She left her keys unattended for 7 minutes, put other inmates at risk by escalating situations, causing 2 codes in 2 days on July 22nd and 23rd when inmates asked her for assistance. That led to Kits later. She cannot handle this ward and puts everyone at risk. Thanks. Okay, yeah, Deputy Ralph is the problem, I'm sure, Letitia. Jen, thank you so much for gifting the membership. I appreciate it very, very much. And I'm going to be working hard to do some members-only stuff. And it's going to be, mostly behind the scenes, like book-related stuff. And I will. So we're getting through this. We're almost done with 2/3 of the kites. And I'll talk about it more at the end of the stream. But starting the Thursday after Thanksgiving, my favorite defense attorney, Chris Welch, is going to start joining me every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central or 6 p.m. Mountain. He's going to join me every Thursday for an hour-long show, and we're going to talk about things that are going on in true crime, and he's going to answer questions like the badass attorney that he is. And I'm really excited about that. So make sure you're subscribed. Okay. Deputy Ralph is a security risk. Thanks, Letitia. Can you renew stomach meds? Thank you. I have an imperative request about housing. Please, I ask that I can have a roommate. No discovery now before moving me to cell blank in blank due to mental health constraints being housed by myself. I am concerned about being dep and delusional again without anything to do because that cell is the only one in the ward without a view of the TV, which supplements all the alone time of 18 to 20 hours. Please, I will take a cellmate before that. The last deputy made it the restroom to avoid that. I am not trying to manipulate. Of course not, Letitia. Housing nor segregation. Someone lower restricted to manipulate it like others. Instead, I spoke with Deputy Brower about this, and she explained it would be beneficial to kite because I don't want to go back to depression. Oh, that's what that was up high. Earlier was depression. And delusions. Okay, let me start over. I have an imperative request about housing. Please, I ask that I can have a roommate, no discovery now before moving me to cell blank in blank due to mental health constraints being housed by myself. I am concerned about being depressed and delusional again without anything to do because that cell is the only one in the ward with a view of the TV which supplements all the alone time of 18 to 20 hours. Please, I will take a cellmate before that. The last deputy made it the restroom to avoid that. I am not trying to manipulate housing nor seg, someone lower restricted to manipulate it like others. Instead, I spoke with Deputy Brower about this, and she explained it would be beneficial to kite because I don't want to go back to depression and delusions, preventing me from eating, meeting with team, etc. I am sane and safe where I am, and that would give me nothing to do. She really just thinks she's in charge. I'd like a new room, please. I'd like a new room, please. Houseboy. Oh. Can I get the no cellmate back? I'm sorry I asked. Oh, hold on. What's the date difference? Okay, this is August 15th. Nope, that's the wrong direction. August 15th. Okay. Let me get back to this. Okay, so August 6th, she wants a cellmate. Whole reasoning behind it. August 15th. Can I get the no cellmate back? Surprise. Letitia don't play well with others. Oh. Can I get the no cellmate back? I'm sorry I asked originally. I just suffer from too much PCD. I suffer from too many acronyms, and I'm not stable in that situation. I tried it and had 5 meltdowns in 24 hours. Plus, the person had clear, and I went paranoid because I hate that stuff and environment. I am sorry, I thought I could, but I would need meds or something to do that. I'm fine around people when we are out. It's just closed in, the walls fall in, and I have flashbacks, and I don't want to dissociate. Thanks for letting me try. Thanks. What about the poor person that she put in her cell for, how many, 8 days? Was it 8 days? 9 days? I don't know. 8 or 9 days. She asked them for a cellmate and they gave her one. And then she's like, I'm sorry, just kidding. It caused mental health disturbances. I mean, she's just playing with these people. Hey, Tracy, good to see you. Yeah, we're having a study session. So once again, for anybody who wasn't in here earlier, I'm just kind of breezing through these kites to the best of my ability right now because there are hundreds. And then tonight on Jen Lou's channel over at the Ward Case Studies, we're going to have discussion about certain kites that we're going to pick out from the ones I'm reading right now. Okay, can I get the no cellmate back? Can I get the no cellmate back, please? I wish they would have given her that one cellmate. Okay. My daily bread, and Guided by the Spirit are labeled as books. They are not usually listed or put as miscellaneous because they are disposable, and one is a pamphlet. Also, a note was attached that I had 12 books, but 12 is not listed on property, and these are listed incorrectly. Thanks. I need it cleared so I can order more books. Thanks. Whoops, I got caught up reading a comment. Sorry. Valkyrie says, the language dissociate. Had she seen Lewis at this point? No DID as a defense. So she had not seen Lewis at this point. I don't think. Although she did have her new attorneys, and I have to look back at my notes, but I think they started talking about dissociative identity disorder as a defense with her attorneys right away when they came on board, which, the conflict hearing was February of 2021, and we're currently reading kites from August of 2021. So let me check my notes, and I'll be able to get back to you with a firm response to that by this evening. But yeah, okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, Sparkles, good to see you. Okay. Okay, sounds good. I was just freaked out because she was crazy, ripping the mat, saying it was her jacket on drugs. But the girl now is straight. Thanks for helping. So I guess they switched her out and gave her a new roommate. And she's got me calling it a room. Can I have a new room? I need a new roommate. It's not a hostel. She said, okay, sounds. So apparently she has a new roommate. Okay, let's go on to the next. September. Do you remember? Okay. The koshers in blank have been missing the proteins for breakfast. They also are being cross-contaminated and not wrapped properly. Someone must be using one utensil for multiple items. Thanks. 9/6/21. Deputy Meyer allowed another inmate to steal an item from my kosher and refused to replace it. Kosher falls under my religious amendment. Next, Trinity continues to violate kosher requirements by not wrapping properly and causing cross-contamination. Kosher has specific requirements which they refuse to comply. Trinity continues to violate kosher requirements. They are not wrapping the items separately, which is kosher, and they are cross-contaminating with utensils. Last items are always missing. I follow the guidelines when ordering and check the not kosher list each week to make sure I am ordering correctly. However, they are not preparing correctly. Who is in charge of religious requirements being met? Thanks. Can you please renew my Miralax? Thanks. I need a prayer rug. Hold on. Wait a what? Okay, no. Just keep reading, Jennifer. Just keep reading. You're not losing your mind, I promise. Okay. I need a prayer rug. There are 6 in laundry. I was told to kite for it just now in order to get one of those. My records indicate my religion as well as the active Bible studies that I have been in consistently. I was told before they were out 6 months ago, but laundry just confirmed there are some there. Please and thank you. Their response: you claimed Jewish at booking. Did she? Or did she switch it? She says she didn't claim anything and then switched it to Jewish. Anyway. Prayer rug. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the prayer rug. You know what I'm saying. You know, she's just pulling shit. Okay. I am filing a few 28 U.S.C. 1915 civil actions with the U.S. District Court and need to use the law library. My suspension should be up from my criminal case for use. This is related to civil that I can't on tablet. Please and thank you. You know what, Donna? I think you're right. I think she did say Baptist at first. She said she didn't claim anything, but I do remember hearing something about Baptist. I don't know for sure. Okay. Jewish people pray. It's not just Muslim. But if you are denying me, I would like that in writing on this kite. Oh, Letitia. The prayer rugs are donated by an Islamic society to be used by people of the Muslim Islamic faith. A prayer rug is not required by the Jewish faith. Thank you. Please block Nicole Fierro from visits. She scheduled one today, and deputy said to kite you. Nicole Fierro has been blocked from your visits. Thank you. Now, Letitia, I thought Nicole was your friend. You used her all up and now you don't want her anymore? Nicole Fierro, you guys, if you heard the pretext phone calls, Nicole Fierro is the investigative reporter that Letitia was talking to, and she's the one that Letitia gave Quincy Brown's name to, because Letitia wanted Nicole Fierro to write an article saying that Quincy Brown kidnapped Gannon and that he is on the loose and he is dangerous, and then Nicole Fierro ended up talking to Albert, which is also included in those pretext phone calls. Letitia wanted to use her. Letitia had a whole public relations campaign. Lee Egan, Nicole Fierro, the list goes on. But again, we can talk about that. We can talk about that more tonight. Yeah, blocked. You're blocked, Nicole. You didn't do your damn job. You didn't say exactly what Letitia told you to say and put out lies and incriminate an innocent party. How dare you? Blocked. Deputy Snipe is very inappropriate when she does searches. Also, on 9/24, she singled me out because I said people are being discriminatory towards females. I will not stop advocating for females because we are treated differently than males. She played the security card, but that's an excuse. She did not say anything to the others. Clear discrimination. They are also telling indigent inmates they can't have shampoo. They posted a sign. I'm not even going to bother. Yeah, Elaine. Elena. Neely, I'm sorry. She's definitely a champion of all females. She's large and in charge. Ward rules are not updated in the ward in blank. We are being treated differently than males. On 9/23, before my WebEx, Deputy Snipe searched me inappropriately, and there is no need to feel on inmates that way. She also used gloves to search everyone, then used those same gloves and rubbed all on our mask checking them. And you guys are promoting clean environments. Oh, Letitia. Deputy Snipe is denying inmates shampoo and deodorant when Rule 11 of the ward rules say hygiene will be available upon request. Several people are indigent in here. So now she's the spokesperson of the poor, but, she's got so much money on her books that she's sending it out to her daughter. Okay. I haven't received my times yet. Am I still waiting to go? Thanks. October 2021. I am done with the law library until they receive my complaint and issue a case number. Thanks. Can I get headphones? The ones I have don't have a mic for the tablet. Or can I buy the yellow ones? Can I talk to the doctor about my stomach and my stomach meds? Because they aren't working now and I'm having swelling and pain more consistently. November. Can I get the hemorrhoid suppository renewed? Trinity continues to violate kosher. On 11/19, I did not receive breakfast because of their lack of consideration for First Amendment. The tray was open tray with non-kosher food dripping on it. Kosher must be wrapped or it is unclean. On 11/15, they served non-kosher items, as well as on 11/14. I have tried to talk to them several times. Oh, Anonymous. I live for your comments, I swear. Thank you so much for just being active and involved. Thank everybody who's active and involved. I could not do this without you. It would be way too difficult to finish writing this book in a straitjacket, which is what would happen if I didn't have you guys. Okay. Trinity continues to violate kosher per the Institute for Religious Agreement. Per the instructions for religious agreement? I'm going to say instructions. Okay, Trinity continues to violate kosher per the instructions for religious agreement. On 11/19, they delivered food on an open tray with non-kosher items dripping onto it. Kosher should be wrapped. On 11/15, they wrote kosher on non-kosher items with a black marker. This is an ongoing problem. So are you, Letitia. You're an ongoing problem. On 11/19, Specialist Armstrong interrupted my professional 3 times and told us to end it. This is disturbing. There were empty booths available. I wasn't in the contact room. They drove from Denver, and this is absurd. I cannot be limited to 1 hour with the amount of work we have, plus my mental health visits. This is unacceptable and a violation of privacy, especially when there were booths available. Yes, Noodle. Trinity is the food provider. They also manage the commissary, the ordering and delivery of commissary. They're listed in her federal lawsuit. So in her federal lawsuit, she's suing the jail, certain deputies by name, Snipe and Draper for sure, but there are a few. But she's also suing Trinity, and she's suing WellPath, which is the medical services provider. Trinity, she's suing for violating her First Amendment rights, freedom of religion, and WellPath, she's suing for medical negligence. I have books to donate. I saw the nurse, and she said we would talk to the doctor about my stomach meds. Nothing has happened. They are still the same ones, and they are not working at all. I already did the sick call. I am still waiting. The federal lawsuit is still ongoing, Valkyrie. It's an open case. I don't understand why our mail was stopped for drugs, but yet they are in here like on the streets. Heard that there is going to be a big brawl if blank don't get her glasses back from blank. The only reason I would say something is because she is a child and was used to buy them. Just letting you know why they are saying all the gang stuff. So I guess this is just Letitia snitching. She uses names. There's drugs in there. There's going to be a big fight if somebody doesn't get their glasses back from another person. Okay. Thanks, Letitia. Your class president. Big girl. Adding to it, I have nothing to do with it and tried to warn you about the drama to prevent another 7-girl brawl and lose time like before. Otherwise, I don't care. But she was bullied to do it and is a child. Apparently, at some point, there was a 7-girl brawl. No worries. The chick ran up in her room, then forced her to throw her commissary bag over the tier between 2 to 3 on December 1st. I regulated and made sure she got them back. Letitia's a regulator, you guys. Regulators! Fuck off. Sorry. Okay, let's continue. It was very unprofessional of me. All my meds have expired. Please renew. I am being denied meds when I haven't tooed. I am being denied meds when I haven't used the bathroom in 2 weeks. I need a reason why from the provider so I can have my family call WellPath. This is discrimination. I have a chronic documented problem. And they respond, I haven't gone through the responses for a while. I see you are on Senna for constipation. It appears you are only 56% compliant with this medication. Is there another medication you are referring to? Oh. March 2022. We're getting there, you guys. Why are me and blank segged? She was my roommate for months and never any issues. She... Okay. Why are me and blank segregated? She was my roommate for months and never any issues. She got harassed for something with her and a deputy and had absolutely nothing to do with me. She just came in and I am segregated. This is ludicrous. To put segregation on me for no reason is discrimination. There is no issue between us and never has been. Okay, I have to... Skylab. Oh, you got me, Skylab. I'm not reading every comment, but every time I look over, you guys crack me up. Fissurines. Okay. Focus, Jennifer. Focus. Okay. So this is the first time we hear her use the word ludicrous. For anyone who doesn't know, it's spelled differently. You know what? I'm just going to put it in the chat. It means ridiculous. Forget it. Anyway, the spelling, like she spells it, is the rapper. Okay? And she's going to make me lose my mind. Luda. Okay. Ludicrous. I mean, okay. I know it's a little thing. It just really, we're going to see a lot of it. I don't know. Oh, here we go. On March 24th, Letitia says, I don't know what drugs your deputies are taking, but the discrimination on me is cantankerous. A segregation was put in on me and blank. She was my cellmate for months. She didn't want to go to the tower, and that had nothing to do with me. She and I should not be segregated. I am kiting inmate classification, but administration needs to be briefed on continuing to make incompetent decisions. I am being discriminated on based on my case. There is no issues with blank and this is frivolous. And they respond, your grievance is not being accepted. Grievances must be written in a professional manner, i.e., no profanity, sarcasm, or derogatory statements. Please kite classification to informally and respectfully ask about your concern. Segs are only reviewed when both inmates submit seg removal forms, but even then, it is not guaranteed that they will be removed. That was a whole lot of words to say, Letitia, you're not in charge. Have a seat. The amount of discrimination that you guys allow to happen is ridiculous. This does not happen for other inmates. There is not security issue for me and blank. It's absurd to make up delusions when there isn't any other inmate. You would not have done this. She didn't want to go to the tower. That has nothing to do with me. If you are over the floor security, you would see that there was no issue, and the continued nonsense is uncalled for. Everyone always trying to get on paperwork. Whoever is in charge of floor security should remove this nonsense segregation with blank and prevent the discrimination. Are you doing it because she is gay or because of my case? Either blah, 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 either blah, 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 I don't know. Whatever security issue when you have other real ones not involving me. They respond, segregations are placed for a plethora of reasons, none of which are discriminatory. You can fill out a request to remove a segregation at any time. Ask your ward deputy for the seg removal form. What is the update for stomach meds? I've been told 4 times the provider was in the building and still nothing. One nurse even said they don't believe people due to the environment, while another said, I quote, Letitia, you're writing. Just use a quotation mark. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I need to take a coffee break. Okay. I quote, we are often assholes, and laughed. I have been kiting and providing info since February 18th. Whatever, Letitia. Here's a new one, you guys. Can I get a 2021 tax form? I have income from rental properties. Thanks. What? Letitia. I mean, at some point, they're going to respond with just like STFU, right? Come on. I have income from rental properties. You need a 2021 tax form. Okay, April 2022. We basically have 1 year left to cover. Oh yeah, I promise you they threw a jail party after she went to prison. I promise you. I never received the form with the mail. The 2021 tax form kite said delivered 3/28, but I don't have it yet. Somebody call my secretary. Can I get the $15 in shebangs credit so I can use to order next week? Thanks. While I'm doing this, I meant to look this up. I know that that's something off of commissary. Okay, they're chips. They're potato chips called the whole shebang. So Letitia likes the whole shebang. Okay. $15 in shebangs credit. Can I see the provider myself? I keep getting told since February 18th that someone will talk to them about medicine for my constipation. The cart keeps coming by asking about the kites, and I am told they will talk to the provider. Still nothing. I need more than the Colace. I am back at 9 days without a bowel movement, and this is a repetitive pattern. I drink over 12 cups of water a day, plus some. So that's not the, oh, good God. I drink over 12 cups of water a day, plus some, so that's not the issue. Plus, I am taking mental health meds that make it even worse. I do not have court on 4/14, and I don't want the same thing to happen last month when it was canceled, where people kept coming in and out trying to transport me all morning. Please and thank you. Then I was threatened with a write-up, and I didn't have court. It's showing on the calendar for 4/14, but that's inaccurate. Thanks. Remember too that by this point, she was being threatened with whatever physical force was deemed necessary by the deputies. That was granted by the judge and put in. So these deputies that she's been dealing with since March of 2020 were given permission to use physical force to get her to and from court. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about it tonight. We will definitely talk about it tonight. I will put the link in chat again. So the ward case studies is where we're going to really discuss the juiciest of the kites. Here, I'm just reading through every single kite for, because I'm studying it, quite frankly. And without you guys as a study group, I would lose my damn mind. I also want to put into chat Alex's link. I will, what else? Oh, just a reminder to like the stream, help me get it out. Yeah, okay. We'll get back to it. Okay. That is inaccurate. It's inaccurate. The anti-seizure med is making my IBS-C worse. I keep kiting medical and asking for help. I saw someone else help through this avenue. I need some kind of fiber or something because I need the medical health meds. Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay. I need some kind of fiber or something because I need the mental health meds too. I got credit for 1 Pop-Tart and 1 bag of 6-ounce cookies. Digital stutter. I got credit for 1 Pop-Tart and 1 bag of 6-ounce cookies. However, I ordered 2 bags of 6-ounce CC cookies and didn't get any. So I am owed 1 more bag of credits. Thanks. You're owed a bag of credits? Leave it alone, Jennifer. Okay. Bag of credits. Okay. Call Aunt Brenda. Have her send you a piece of money. A little piece of money. Okay. I just left with my attorneys and I do not have to go to court tomorrow, 4/21. I wanted to have it on here since there is always some communication error. Thanks. Can I get a notary, please, and thank you? What's the matter, Letitia? You got another power of attorney to hand out? Okay. On 4/21, 4/22, and 4/23, the deputies refused to let anyone clean. The week prior, it was 4 days in a row until I asked Deputy Mata to let me clean due to the extended time without it. This happens on night shift regularly. We have a ward trustee, and the people who are responsible to clean. This is a health hazard, blood pathogens from sanitary napkins and COVID. I understand they have freedom, but sitting on chat boxes and shopping should come second to us cleaning. I know this because we watch Ralph on 4/23 do it all night on the PC through the window reflection. They respond, while you are on your timeout, you are more than welcome to clean the ward if you feel it is unsanitary. I'm having a hard time seeing that line. Inmates are not required to be let out nightly to clean. Additionally, blank was locked down early on 4/23 due to poor behavior. Darlene, thank you so much. First time listening, laughing out loud. I've been following this whack job for a while. Thanks for your efforts. No, thank you for being here, Darlene, and welcome. I do appreciate the donation very much. And it is laughable. Faux show. Yeah, so here's Letitia, up all night making sure the deputy is doing their job. Okay, Letitia. You get a gold star. Oh, look, there's 2 gold stars right there. Idiot. Neat noodle with the membership. Thank you. And welcome to whoever gets it. I see that it's, when I'm on StreamYard, I can see that it's gifted, but I can't see who it goes to. So welcome, whoever you is. You got to get in line with the grammar, don't you know? Okay. Every single kite. We're getting there, you guys. I promise. I got my food and hygiene, but I am missing my radio and cards. Can you bring them from lockdown? Please and thank you. Radio, headphones, and cards should be in another bag. Donna, that is huge. Thank you so much. So very much. Okay, so she got her food and hygiene, but she wants her radio and cards. Oh, did you guys know that when you go to jail, you're just assigned servants and you just have people that are just there just to serve you? Did you know that? I have bad nightmares and sleepwalking. This was told to mental health since the beginning. I flipped off the top bunk and landed on my back, knocking the breath out of me. Can I get some ibuprofen? Because my ribs and back are in pain. Thanks. Bad nightmares and sleepwalking. Okay, listen, let me just fill you guys in on why she's, in my opinion, lying about nightmares and sleepwalking. Now, as much as I hope this bitch is having plenty of nightmares, I believe that she's lying. And here's why. There's 2 bunks in the room. She's got me calling it a room. There's 2 bunks per cell. She's got a cellmate. So the cellmate is clearly assigned the bottom bunk in Letitia's situation. Letitia's on the top bunk. There is 1 light in every cell, and it is an old school fluorescent light. And when you're on the top bunk, it is very close to you, and it's a lot. So what they do in El Paso County at the Criminal Justice Center, a lot of times the inmates will take a sanitary napkin and poke a hole in either side of the long end of it, and then they will use the string from tampons and tie those together in order to make, the part that would go around your head. And they fashion a homemade DIY Fugazi sort of eye mask out of a sanitary napkin. And the people on the top bunk do this especially. The top bunk is no fun. And so Letitia has to create a lie. There has to be a story. There has to be something that she is a victim of, or some harm that she is suffering as a result of not getting her way. And she's just at this point of the process. So nightmares and sleepwalking, and that's why she can't be on the top bunk. And that also became part of her federal lawsuit, that she suffered physical injury due to being on the top bunk. And, like this kite, she sends it to medical. So this is medical negligence to leave her on the top bunk, causing injury. Pay me. Good luck, Letitia. Good luck. Thank you very much for the super sticker, Kate. I hope that I haven't missed any, you guys. We're getting it together. Okay. Bad nightmares and sleepwalking. Listen, I volunteer as tribute to be Letitia Stauch's nightmare. I volunteer as tribute. Okay, this is my second kite. I need to be bottom bunk. I've never had an issue with this, and I informed the staff of my sleepwalking and nightmares 2 years ago. I was released at MEPS for this condition and received mental health treatment since for it. This is the second time in 3 nights that I flipped off, and my cellmate can verify it. I had to wash matted blood out of my hair. I alerted the deputy both times, and she has tried to call medical. Okay, so just like in true Letitia fashion, I want this thing. No, Letitia, you can't have it. I need this thing. No, Letitia, I can't have it. I'm a victim. You're violating my rights. No, Letitia, you can't have it. I'm being harmed and I'm going to sue you. No, Letitia, you can't have it. I have witnesses of this harm that you're causing. But it's just, every time. So now my roommate can vouch for me. Yeah, okay, your cellmate can back up your story. You gonna give her a shebang? Okay, let me stop, you guys. I'm sorry. I know it's been, so we just hit the 3-hour mark. We are getting close to the end, I promise. It's almost time, a few days, that I can get my kosher back. There is a list on the tablet that says butterscotch buttons and peanut butter are allowed, but this list is not on the kiosk. Instead, it says these aren't allowed. Which one is current? Both butterscotch candies and peanut butter cups, cookies, wafers are all allowed on the commissary list. Yeah, they're allowed on the commissary list, but are they kosher? I don't know. I think that's what she's asking, though. I think she's asking if they're kosher. I need to get my Keppra replaced because it caused bleeding and severe stomach problems. Please and thank you. My stomach meds are expired. Please renew them. Also, the D3 and calcium are about to expire. I just started getting it. Can I get it extended too? Thanks. Julie, welcome to memberships. I am awaiting to get a restriction for bottom bunk. I kited to ask how it's not there when I have had sleepwalking issues that were told at intake 2 years ago. I kited after the multiple times of getting hurt and was told I was on sick call. The bruising on my back is yellow now, almost gone, and the gash in my head has scabbed and almost healed. Either way, I need the restriction fixed, please and thank you. And this reminds me of the time when Dave Young, he was on the side of the prosecution. When Dave Young was talking to Dr. Lewis about, why it didn't matter that she didn't get the EEG and MRI because it would just show, if it did show injuries, there are plenty of injuries that she allegedly sustained in jail that could have caused any sort of disturbance on her MRI. The MRI was to show brain damage and the EEG was to show brain dysfunction. But who knows when that happened? And she's constantly, all the damn time, claiming to have some sort of, traumatic brain injury. So, and that goes back years. August 2022. Something else that we'll do tonight, you guys, is compare the date of some of these kites with some of her court appearances and things that were going on. Because I did notice, and I didn't say anything about it while I was reading the kites, but I did notice that like around September of 2021, shit gets kind of real. And that was her proof evident presumption great or preliminary hearing, finally. I really need those meds changed, please. Right, Skylab? I begged you. I begged you. Okay, here we go again with the Prison Rape Elimination Act. I am reporting PREA information for this because per the Act, I am protected against the obscene languages, remarks about my body because they know me, and favors for commissary like the jail allowed with blank because they are on drugs is no excuse. It is sexual harassment. I mentioned this in several kites, and I am filing a PREA because I don't have to be subjected to comments and favors in my cell because you guys, excuse me, I should have muted, because you guys screwed with my housing on May 22nd when I was perfectly fine. I do not have any kites to send elsewhere, and the PREA hotline did not work. I keep expressing my concerns about people from the streets coming in and out my cell with obscene languages towards my body because they know me from the news. It's sexual harassment and asking favors for commissary. I expressed my concerns to inmate classification. Excuse me again. Okay. I expressed my concerns to inmate classification. Being on drugs is not an excuse. It's against PREA. I told the jail that Blink did this for commissary, and it keeps happening. I told deputies, and they laugh. Do I need to write someone else, or will I keep getting subjected to this in my cell each time? I am not a piece of meat. And then they hit her back with, the details of the grievance should be specific, including the date, time, and location of the incident or situation, other persons involved, and how the situation affected the inmate. Please resubmit. We take these types of accusations seriously, but you haven't provided any specific details. What dates and times did these incidents occur? What obscene language are they using? What deputies have you reported this to? When? Etc. Noodle, you've been a member for longer than that. It must have lapsed and you came back, I'm sure. I appreciate you. Either way, I know it's been longer than that, but I appreciate you so much. Okay. Let's see if she answers. In addition, inmate classification has ignored my request to protect these rights. I am in an intake ward, which is fine, but I am not being subjected to PREA violations that have been happening since May 22nd. May 23rd? I'm not sure which she meant, so we're just going to move on. With these creepy strangers off the streets making sexual comments like, oh, your boobs don't look that big on TV, or I'll get to tell someone I seen you naked because we were housed together. I am reporting this to the PREA audit info. Wow, Letitia, wow. 23rd. 23rd. All right, there you go. Okay, so how do I get it unread? Unreaded. I don't know. I guess something turns red when it's not approved. I guess unreaded is... Unreaded means greened. I don't know. Okay. There are a couple of things on the approved list that is red. Butterscotch, peanut butter, etc. Can I get it updated, or how do I do that? When I click it, It's red and says non-kosher, but the list say they are. Thank you. She needs her peanut butter, y'all. Can you remove the dental diet so that I can get my kosher correctly? I get kosher now, please and thank you. I removed the dental soft diet today. $8.17 and $8.18 have been non-kosher items. On $8.18, it was smeat, which we know is not kosher. It's processed meat, plus, whether you think so or not, it does contain forms of pork and alternatives to pork that are still not kosher. I am notifying you that I let this go in the past without eating and without filing a prisoner complaint. However, I am filing one with the Denver courts for a First Amendment violation. I am reporting the negligence for not adhering to the kosher guidelines and the lack of correction from the facility. 817 non-kosher items served, and Deputy Snipe alerted. I'm going to assume she meant altered. And Deputy Snipe altered, and Trinity did not resolve the issue. 818 smeat was given, which is definitely not kosher either, and our meals were not replaced. I am filing a prisoner complaint packet because this is an ongoing issue that the jail never corrects. September 2022. Let's see. So September 15th, there was a pretrial hearing, and I was in person for that hearing. And that was the first time that I saw Letitia Stalk in person, was September 15th of 2022. And this is when they cut the WebEx short. But since I was in person, I was able to see the things that happened after they cut off the WebEx. And she was freaking out because they took her toilet paper and they didn't let her have hygiene. And she wasn't refusing to come into the courtroom. She was refusing to come in without hygiene. And then she's screaming and yelling at people because she wants everyone who's in the courtroom to know that when she came over for her last court visit on August 25th, the air conditioner wasn't working in the transport van. And so that was the whole big deal. So it's interesting to look at these kites and compare that to the first time I saw Letitia in person. So September 8th, sugar doesn't show up on the kiosk, but it does on the care pack. Is this the only way to get it? Thanks. Same day. My nightmare meds was removed, and I take them. This is the wrong one. It was supposed to be the Keppra removed instead. Also, I kited several months ago and followed up several times about the Keppra being substituted. And I keep getting told I'm on a list, but people who kited after me had theirs changed, and now the wrong med is deleted. Please help. Thanks. I mailed out a letter to North Carolina to blank 3 weeks ago, and it has not been delivered. Do you have it recorded going out? I also sent out a legal envelope. I also sent out a legal envelope to a Denver court. Do you have a record of it? I know my mail is scanned, but it's been 3 weeks and neither party has it. Yeah, what are they going to go? Roll the tapes back. I want to see it on camera. Oh, Letitia. Secretary. I didn't get my order form from Monday 9/12 with coffee today, and I ordered it before the deadline. On 9/20 in blank, Deputy Matos locked bottom tier down for dinner at 5:05 to serve dinner. She picked an inmate from blank to help serve the top tier. Apparently, that inmate gave an extra tray to someone on the top tier. She then announced to bottom tier, I quote, "You can thank that inmate because you lost the rest of your time until shift change because she gave out a tray. We were behind locked doors. This is ludicrous." You guys, Ludacris showed up again. He's there. He's in the jail. This is ludicrous. Abuse of power, mass punishment, and there are policies in place for stealing not having anything to do with the bottom tier, security issues, etc. Thank you, Kelly. Ma'am. I love it. They start this reply with ma'am. Ma'am. I hear Jen Lou's voice right now. Ma'am. Wait till I get my money right. Oh, Artemis, you guys are so great. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know about this incident. I will look into this. Without knowing the other side of the situation, I would think that you shouldn't have been locked down for someone else's behaviors. I will ask Deputy Matos, Sergeant Dodge. That was a nice little response. And it's, they don't just blow her off. I mean, they do have to blow her off a lot of times for obvious reasons. But in this one, like if that did happen and the deputy punished the entire ward instead of just one person or two people or whatever it was, then yeah, that was probably wrong. Okay, we'll accept this one grievance. Okay. On July 22nd, I busted my head open and showed the deputy. I was put on a sick call that didn't come until August 17th. Medical has refused to put a bottom bunk restriction on. I have documented sleepwalking, which is a severe sleep condition. I do not want to speak to Maggie or sick call. I want to speak to someone in charge of this. I have a documentation of someone in a similar situation who has the restriction without the sleep order or seizures. You do not meet the medical requirements to be placed on bottom bunk and or bottom tier. Medical has certain criteria that is needed in order to grant request. Thanks. She just keeps on. I am following the grievance process to assist with my claims against the provider WellPath that does not improve, as I have grieved before on 7/22, on flipped off the top bunk and busted my head open and alerted Deputy Snipe, who called medical. I was placed on sick call. They showed up on August 17th, almost 1 month later, on an issue that involved a head injury. My issue is, it's September 23rd, and I am still requesting a bottom bunk restriction because I have a documented sleepwalking condition, and it would be dangerous to sustain another head injury. Now I know there are other inmates in this situation without the sleep condition and without the seizures with this restriction. I have those documented for the continued filing of the inmate packet that your contractor refuses to meet basic medical care and putting inmates at risk of serious medical injury, I assume. After a review of your records, it was found that there is no documented history of sleepwalking or seizures. There are no reports in Beacon of the event that you state happened on 7/22. During a sick call that you had on 8/15, as a result of the kite that you sent on 7/21, you reported that you hit your back and not your head. You do not meet the medical indications for a bottom bunk and therefore will not be placed on one. Right? She did. She said that she fell on her back. But now it's a head injury. Get it together. Get it together, Letitia. You're keeping track. They're keeping track. We're all keeping track. I didn't get my new daily bread this time. Can I get it for December through February, please and thank you? On December 10th, our koshers were thrown away after being delivered. This was a Saturday, which is our Saturday, in which Jewish custom is to fast all day and eat at sundown. Sundown was dinner time. I was in the process of praying because you do not have a rabbi here. Dinner had just been served, and I was in cleaning and prayer process after fasting for Shabbat before the shakedown. I hope I said that right. I explained this to Deputy Cruz, who opened my cell to pat me down at 5:45 p.m. I do not know who entered the cell because I was removed to the multi-purpose room. This is a First Amendment violation. I explained this to Deputy Brower, that it was Shabbat, who told Sergeant DeLong. He told inmate Miller, who was beside me, he did not care about the Shabbat or Jewish customs, nor did the jail. We did not eat on December 10th. And then I put the response on a separate page because the response is important on this one. And it's hard to read. I did some research into the claims you made in your grievance. Here is what I found. The sun set in Colorado Springs at 4:36 p.m. on December 10th, 2022. Your cell door was opened. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. You received your meal at 5:17 p.m. Your cell door was opened again at 5:36 p.m. An inmate is at the cell door when it is opened and hands a hard tray to the deputy. There is no indication of an in-depth conversation, and there is no paper sack on the tray, which is what you received for your dinner meal. You were not removed from your cell for the shakedown until 5:48 p.m. on that day. Snap! This deputy just drops it. She's like, look, the sun set in Colorado Springs at 4:36. You received your meal at 5:17. The cell door was opened again at 5:36. An inmate handed the deputy a hard tray. That was your cellmate's tray. That was handed to the deputy. There is no in-depth conversation, and there's no paper sack on the tray, which is what you received for your dinner meal. So if you didn't eat the meal or keep the meal, where was the meal? Because it wasn't on the tray. The tray was empty. And then you got removed from your cell for the shakedown at 5:48. Again, you had plenty of time to eat your meal that came in a sack after sundown. Nice try. Next. I mean, I just love it. They're like, listen, we know what time the sun went down in Colorado Springs. We were there. Okay. I would like to know who searched blank in blank on 12:10 shakedown. I explained to the people patting us down that it was Shabbat. Jewish customs says that we fast all day on our Sabbath and eat at sundown. We had just got our kosher. It was cleaned and prayed over, and the individuals threw away koshers on the bottom tier. We did not eat on 12:10. I explained this several times to the shakedown team that it was Shabbat and I was in the middle of prayer when we were removed. I would like the individuals' names. This is a First Amendment violations. Inmate blank and I tried to correct this with Sergeant DeLong. We were told later in the night that the jail did not care about Jewish customs. Therefore, I need to know who entered to violated these rights after asking several times not to throw away our koshers on Shabbat. The jail continues to disrespect. They keep on. Can you increase my P word? No, let's not say P word. Sorry, that didn't sound right. Okay. Can you increase my medication from 4 milligrams to a 5 milligram? Because my nightmares have increased significantly. Thanks. Letitia. I need the hemorrhoid suppositories again. The bleeding is daily and has been for the past 3 months. Filling up a pad frequently, please and thank you. Oh, we made it to 2023, you guys. There aren't that many more. I was found not guilty for my write-up because I was charged wrongfully and ripped out of my ward and sent into a dissociative state. Please, can I delete these things from my record? Thanks. So what she's referring to is she was written up for making hooch because of the way that she was saving her peaches in a sack of potato chips, an empty sack of potato chips, the shebangs. She put peaches in the bag, and she was found not guilty. She was accused of making hooch, and she was found not guilty because it was somehow proven that she was actually using it as coffee creamer and not turning it into alcohol. So she wants it taken off her record because she was found not guilty. I mean, what would they think? I need clothes, please. I was sent into a dissociative state when I was falsely accused and sent into a trauma and crisis state that I do not remember, in which I was found not guilty for, by the way. I am getting sick with a cold, and because of the no clothes, I am being prevented from going to my law library appointments, in which I am pro se on my civil lawsuits. I was served this morning with paperwork that I need to respond to. I am okay. This onset was triggered because I was wrongfully accused and sent into a dissociative state and found not guilty. Excuse me, guys. So that was a whole lot of words to say. Please, can somebody let me out of the turtle suit, please? Also, January 3rd, she hangs herself. And we'll get into that on the other channels. But yeah, January 3rd, she hangs herself. She ends up in a turtle suit. And she's like, I was just kidding, guys. Let me out of this turtle suit. It's also right about the time where she kind of pretended like she was going to fling herself off the top tier because she went over there and started to go through it and said, look, I can fit through the rails. And they pulled her back. She's just extra. Okay. I am asserting my 8th Amendment and 14th Amendment right that mental health is breaking. I am filing another UCS 1983 on WellPath in federal court. I know you will respond with, this is not for legal purposes, but this is how the process goes. You are now discriminating against me because I dissociate and because I am Jewish. You cannot say this is a safety issue because I have everything I would have, and you have not been in here in over 5 days. I am recording that due to your inconsistent policies, and I am being denied my right to represent myself as well as attend the law library. So she's representing herself in the federal lawsuit. So that's why she's demanding all this law library access. She has Tellini and Cook in the criminal case, or cases actually, because at this point the solicitation to commit escape charge is still pending, as well as all the murder charges and the surrounding charges. But she's representing herself on the civil suit, so that's why her 8th Amendment is being violated by not being able to go to the law library, according to her, for what it's worth. I am being discriminated on because I am Jewish. First, I was ripped out of my housing over coffee creamer and holding my fruit on Shabbat because it is the Jewish Sabbath of fasting from sun up to sundown. Then my open commissary items were thrown away, and false reports were wrote on me on 12/31. I was sent into a dissociative state. Now mental health hasn't came in over 5 days. I was found not guilty, and I am being held with no clothes in blank and no property when I didn't do anything wrong but be Jewish. This is it's not anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic. Oh, Letitia, she says it's anti-Semitic. I am not even going to. I'm not going to. Yes, everything that you write is anti-Semitic, okay? But if you're discriminating against someone of the Jewish faith, that's anti-Semitism. It's anti-Semitic. I mean, look, I'm talking all this shit, and I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing Shabbat correctly, so, it's worth what you paid for it. Okay, we're almost done. I am still being discriminated on for being Jewish. I am being held in blank after being found not guilty of a write-up of coffee creamer and fruit that I had from my religious diet that I held for fasting on Shabbat, a Jewish custom from sun up to sundown on days we fast. This is not a mental health thing. They have not came in over 5 days, and I'm housed with items as I would in any other ward. This is an act on behalf of El Paso County to prevent me from representing myself in my current civil suit about my First Amendment violations. I am being refused the law library as well, and all these things. And they ask her to submit one grievance per issue. But also, she's not being held in a turtle suit for being Jewish. She hung herself. And it wasn't the first time. She attempted. Okay, nope. Moving on, moving right along, we're almost done. Discrimination and housing because I am Jewish and not, let me take a drink of my coffee. Discrimination and housing because I am Jewish and not a consistent policy in this jail. This is not a kite about another inmate before you respond with that. That tends to be how the jail deflects discrimination. I was taken out of my housing and found not guilty. An inmate who was regressed for, I guess that is the word she meant. Wow. I was taken out of my housing and found not guilty. An inmate who was regressed for being in another cell with 2 other inmates and then got into a fight 2 days ago in blank was moved to blank. This is a discriminatory policy because I was ripped out my cell by Deputy Marshal because he once again discriminated on me because I am Jewish. He did this on 12/4 and 12/31. Am being held in blank after being found not guilty on a write-up. I have not been in any altercation with anyone. I have had false reports wrote on me by Deputy Marshal and Deputy Riley. Riley accused me of staggering and now of some verbal altercation that never happened. All this has happened because these are the same 2 deputies who threw away my Shabbat meals on 12/4 and 12/31. They then targeted me with a write-up for being Jewish and are now false reporting negative reports on me. This is now affecting my housing. I am letting you know through the formal grievance process that I will be amending my current civil suit in federal court that these are forms of retaliation on behalf of CJC, Deputy Marshal, Deputy Riley, and the Shakedown, now affecting blah, 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 whatever, whatever. We will definitely be talking about these tonight. Documenting I am being discriminated on for being Jewish from 12/4 and 12/31 shakedown from Deputy Riley and Deputy Marshall. Inmate classification in El Paso County for current federal suit, case number 22CV02467SKC. The jail is allowing deputies to now false report on me, to report that I've been in verbal altercations that didn't happen by these same deputies that keep lying on me, who I kept saying disrespect my Jewish customs, who now are discriminating on my housing, denying my law library, putting me in housing not comparable to others. Example, inmate blank got regressed 1 month ago for being in another cell with 2 inmates and got in a fight 4 days ago. She is not Jewish and was progressed. Inmate 2 got found with contraband. Can I get all my lockdown property? It should be quite a bit. I got a write-up but was found not guilty, so I can have my stuff back. I can have everything in blank but the thermal and socks, but they can just take that back out when it gets here. It should be a few trash bags full. Please and thank you. I am documenting that the event that occurred on 12/31 because I'm Jewish is trickling down to my housing. I was wrote up because I am Jewish and had fruit from fasting for Shabbat and coffee creamer / sweetener. I was found not guilty and now am being punished as if I had committed the act. I was told by the deputy that I had been in an argument, which is not true. This is another false report. In fact, I have made you aware in May when we came over to blank for construction that this ward was the worst safety due to the people off the streets, the inmates' threats, PREA violations, the stalkers, the fans, the people who stalk YouTube, etc., which is why I always have followed the rules and been successful in blank and had roommates for 3 months. But punish me when I did not break a rule, but take people who fight 5 days ago, non-Jews. Let's see what their response was for this one. Oh, anonymous, found not guilty. When? Where? She was found not guilty of making hooch. She was keeping it. She was keeping it to make coffee creamer. Also, she was holding it back from her meal because she can't eat until sundown on Saturday, based on her faith. Ms. Stout, your housing will be reviewed and you will be progressed when approved. You did receive an infraction and you were found not guilty. However, because of the negative reports you received after your movement, you were not approved to be moved. Inmate class will continue to monitor your behavior and progress just like everyone else. Oh, I can't wait to see how she responded to just like everyone else. I need to get back on my Remron. I have went 5 months without it. I tried to make it, even trying to increase the nightmare meds, thinking it would work, but my flashbacks at night are horrible. The smells, the taste, the memories, and I'm getting paranoid and even seeing the devil more. So I need to get back on it, please. Your message has been forwarded to the psych team. We're getting closer to trial. January 24th. Inmate does not need a response. I was taken out of my housing for practicing my religion on 12/31 on Shabbat, for taking fruit from my styrofoam tray and putting in a bag and saving my coffee creamer to sundown on Shabbat. I am adding inmate classification to my current freedom of religion federal lawsuit, and I am documenting that I have documenting what I have exhausted all remedies with El Paso County and CJC and will be sending an amended copy for allowing this to trickle down to my housing from Deputy Marshal. Yes, Letitia, duly noted. Can you renew the Fiberlax, please? Also, the med cart said the Tums only says 1, and it should say 2. Ma'am, your fiber is active and has already been renewed through. Your Tums request has been sent to the provider. Thank you. Through 326. Ma'am. Look, ma'am. Whew, February 2023. 1 month before jury selection. There is no reason for me to continue to be in the punishment ward around people in trouble for write-ups, fights, people smuggling drugs, doing drugs, selling their commissary, etc. I get no time out, no whites, no access to the law library on the tablet, etc. All for exercising a religious right to fast that I am still being punished for. I know that blank was moved. Either way, I don't break the rules in this facility, so there is no reason to keep me in an intake ward and punish me like the people who continue to violate the rules. And they explained to her again that that is not why she's being punished. She's being punished for her behavior. Can you renew my hemorrhoid meds at least once a day for a PRN? Thanks. I have books to donate. Thanks. I was told by Deputy Erlemeyer that when Trinity came this morning, she was told there was a shortage of peanut butter and eggs, and we would have to just wait. We would have to deal with it. Nothing supplemented being out of this. This has happened a few times already. I don't even know what word I read. I don't know what's happened a few times. Peanut butter and egg shortage. Okay. We cannot just get breakfast items or be told there is a shortage and not have it replaced with something else. Yeah, Letitia, that's how I felt about toilet paper during COVID. You're in jail. Welcome. Okay, March 2023. Can I get the noon daily bread for March, please and thanks? My trial starts on March 20th. Have pre-trial tomorrow, March 9th, and they will release more about live streaming it. I am asking to be placed in protective custody after jury selection, which begins March 20th. I know I haven't had an issue in general population, but emotions heighten when the news will be on morning and night. I'm not asking for a housing request, but for physical, emotional safety to prevent having a dissociate during trial. Thank you. Ms. Stout, at this time, your request for protective custody is denied. We will reevaluate your housing status if there becomes a safety concern. It is your responsibility to notify the ward deputy if there is a concern. I am having issues during transport. Okay, so this is 323. We're 3 days into jury selection. I am having issues during transport to and from court, which I warned the jail in advance would be an issue during trial. I was assaulted 321 and 322, and I even notified my court transport, Ms. Robinson, on the morning of 322, but yet I was still placed in the back of a van in full restraints with no way to defend myself on 322 evening return for it to happen again. I am documenting this, that I am being placed in unsafe positions during court transport in full restraints while others are not. So they started an investigation into her claims. April 15th. So now we are 2 weeks into trial. My Remron is expired. I couldn't kite until now because I am in court all week. Can you renew? I need it. Thanks. Okay, that is the end of the kites, but I know that I missed one at the end. Either that or I just didn't read the reply, because they replied with, can you tell me, can you tell me what happened during transport? Who's assaulting you during transport? So she's saying that she wants like a private ride to and from trial. She wants a private ride to and from the courthouse with no other inmates being transported with her. She's saying that there are other inmates who get in the transportation van and there are other inmates who get in the transportation van and kick her because they don't have leg restraints. Only she has leg restraints, and that's assault. If you being kicked, whether on purpose or by accident, getting in and out of the transportation vehicle, if that is assault, oh, I can't. I just can't. My gosh, you guys. Okay. I had no idea that this was going to be nearly a 4-hour live. I'm so glad I did it, though, because I now have read every single kite, and I will be fully prepared for an amazing discussion with Allie and Jen tonight. I hope that you guys can all be there. I'm going to drop the link in chat again. So we'll be on Jen's channel for the kite discussion, and then we'll be on Allie's channel after that, next. I do want to say, so Allie and Jen and I put in, basically a couple $100 each to get this jail file. And then we also had some donations, but it wasn't officially crowdsourced. The phone calls, we are crowdsourcing. And so we just finished the October 2020 calls, and we are about to purchase the next month of calls, which we do have enough donations for. But I wanted to share my screen with you guys and just go over to the website. If I can remember how, it's been a long time. Okay. There we go. So just Crime Curious website, crimecurious.com. I've got a little blog post that I wrote there. And of course, Nadie with Music Melts. There's a link to her website on my website. And of course, always something for Excalibur Private Investigation. These two people here on the screen, Lee Walters of Excalibur Private Investigation and Chris Welch of the Bussey Law Firm, formerly of Clifton Black Law Firm. These two people have helped me so much, just serving as consultants throughout the book project. I cannot thank these two people enough, but there's links to their websites there. But that's not why. So you can either hit case files over here and go to Stalk, or you can go to the bottom of every page and then just choose Stalk, and it'll take you to that page. But if you want to donate toward jail calls, the best way to do that is here on the website. So there's a link here for PayPal. There's a QR code with a link here on Cash App. There's also links here. So Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. And the reason we do the donations for the jail calls through Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App is because we are keeping track of every single donation. And we want to be 100% transparent. When we ask for crowdsourcing or crowdfunding to pay for jail calls, we want you to know how much everyone has paid, how much we paid for each batch of jail calls, and where we stand with that. I think it's very important. And so in October of 2023, these people all donated. So if you do send a donation through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, just make sure to put a note that says jail calls or something, of the like. And if for some reason you forget or it doesn't happen, just send me a note, comment on one of the videos. I mean, just, there's tons of ways to get a hold of me. It might take a while for me to respond, but I will get it together and get it, make sure it's, this list is accurate. So yesterday during the 5.5-hour live stream, where we went through all of the unadulterated October jail calls, LV donated $10, AH donated $75, and KS donated $10. So thank you. And then throughout October, we had all of these donations. So like I said, we have plenty right now. And this is everything we've purchased so far. The case report was $272.36. The pretext phone calls were $196.59. October 2020 jail calls were $303.07. And then the jail file was $780.21. And it was important to Allie and Jen and it was important to us that we toss in our own money as well. We look forward to this content just as much as you guys do. It's just that we're the ones, putting it out. But we want it as much as you do. And there is nothing wrong with us putting in our own money. And we happen to be in a position to do it. And so we did it. It was a good faith gesture considering the behavior of another channel that I'm not going to bother speaking into my consciousness right now. So anyway, transparency matters. We in no way want to take donations. You know what? I'm going to stop right there. It doesn't need any further explanation. You guys get it. There's the girls. And so there's links. And then there's also document downloads. If anybody hasn't been to the site, everything from the probable cause affidavit to her life insurance policy, the federal lawsuit, her sexual harassment lawsuit, her sexual harassment settlement, Google searches, transcripts of the pretext phone calls, text messages from Letitia to Albert, GPS history report from moving van number 2 that they drove from Colorado to South Carolina, an addition to her federal lawsuit. I threw these in for good measure. So Topeka Correctional Facility is the jail where she is now. We've got the visitor handbook, the visitor application, and the commissary list. We also have that 1,050-page case report that we purchased. And the next thing that I'm going to add to this page is the 3,000-page jail file that we were just reading from. And then at the bottom, I have various YouTube videos that you can watch either on the website or on YouTube. Some from Teresa, some from Allie, some from Jen, and some from me. Anyway, that is my Stalk page in a nutshell. I'm going to need to definitely take a break after starting my day with 4 hours of Letitia's writing and communication. So I just want to thank you all again so much for being here. All of the people who sent super chats and super stickers or did memberships, everybody who donated toward the jail calls, and then I have a command for that as well. If I can spell it properly. So it's just crimecurious.com/stalk. Like I said, I'm not begging for donations because we have enough to order the next month right now. But we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. But I'm going to jump off here before I actually hit the 4-hour mark, because 4 hours is too much of Letitia. But we are now prepared for one hell of a discussion that we're going to have tonight over on Jen's channel. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys over on Jen's channel. I do want to add, I'm gonna leave out of here with the beginning of the file. Okay, you guys. I will see you tonight. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. And we'll see you tonight. Okay, bye.